And he goes jumping in. Amazing round. Great hat-trick from Taz.
He flashes in a Cassiopeia. What he held left. Oh, no, she will flash. The shield clutch.
Oh, a blink into all those years of being amazing defense. Champion of the Intel Extreme Masters.
Hello and welcome to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. We are live in Hanover, Germany, and you know what day it is. It's the grand finals for the World Championship, where we'll determine the champion for StarCraft, League of Legends, and Counter-Strike. I'm your host, Lynn Hong, and I'm so excited to be here today. Right next to me is the one and only Paul Chaloner. How are you, Paul?
I'm very good. How are you doing? Have you recovered from your hoarse voice now?
I'm sorry?
Have you recovered from the hoarseness in your voice?
Oh, yeah. I sound so much better, don't you guys think?
It's like day one. That was about 4 days ago.
Oh, I know. Exactly. Well, how about we go ahead and take a look at today's matches?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got some fantastic matches coming up for you today. It's the grand finals day, day 5 of 5. And the first one we have for you is Counter-Strike 1.6. Okay. That was way too quiet. The first matchup we've got is Counter-Strike 1.6. That's a bit better. We'll wake them up as we get through the Counter-Strike, no doubt about it. The two teams going head-to-head today actually met here 12 months ago, almost to the day. It is, of course, Navi versus ESC Gaming. They've met last year. They've also got a bit of history through the Intel Extreme Masters as well. The current lineup for ESC won, well, not the current lineup, but a similar lineup, won in Season 1. They've also got 2 silver medals here at the Intel Extreme Masters over the 6 seasons. So they're actually in their 4th final in 6 seasons. That's incredible. What's even more incredible is that Navi aren't just the defending champions, they are the double defending champions, something that's never been done in Intel Extreme Masters history. They're going for an unprecedented 3rd in a row. No cheers whatsoever. Okay, well, before we get the teams out, what we're going to do is we're going to send you over to Carmack and Lurpis for a bit of a pre-game, well, not so much of an interview, but more an analysis of what we might expect to see in this grand final. Hello, Mr. Carmack. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm very, very good. This here trophy has PGS Gaming on it for 2007, the first ever Intel Extreme Masters. Now, every Counter-Strike fan should know PGS Gaming. That's 4 players from the ESC team. It's also got Navi's name 2 times on it, the last 2. It's a big moment for both teams. Navi could potentially be the only team or player in the history of Intel Extreme Masters to win this title 3 times and have their name 3 times on the trophy for every next champion to look at and read it. What the Polish boys could do if they win today, they will equalize Navi in the medal count of Intel Extreme Masters, 2 golds and 1 silver. It's going to be epic.
It is going to be epic. It's going to be fantastic. Alan?
All right, and right now, we're going to go ahead and welcome the 2 teams to battle it out for the World Championship title. Let's give it up for Navi and ESC.
Okay, welcome back. It is the Intel Extreme Masters final. Before we get underway, let's just grab a couple of quick words between these two players who have fought their way through to the final, who had a very interesting run just to get to the World Championship, let alone make the final itself. First of all, Taz, you guys didn't even qualify for this World Championship before the weekend. You got in through the back door. You've made very good progress through the group stage and into the grand final. Does that make you extra motivated, especially with trying to go for 2 golds and stop these guys getting 3?
Well, we didn't know if there's any chance to come here and play in a World Championship, but when we heard that there's a chance, we started to play like crazy, and we are motivated like never.
So you're in the final right now. The maps, Train, that's an interesting choice. Why Train for you?
I think that Train is a good choice for us and fits us very well, especially after a close game against SK yesterday and a big lose against SK 2 days ago. We made some progress on it, and hopefully we can win it.
Okay, well, good luck. I'm going to turn my attention now to Senia. You guys have picked Mirage. Obviously feeling confident?
Of course, we played it a lot. Mirage is a nice map. We are really proud of these results that were in the practice. So I think it will be a close game, and I hope to win.
Okay, so how much pressure is there on you right now in terms of wanting to win a 3rd consecutive Intel Extreme Masters? Or is this just like any other tournament as far as you're concerned when you sit down to play?
No, I think there is no some real hard pressure. We just want to win because it will be really nice to have 3rd title in a row. So I hope that everything will be fine.
Okay, on the first day in the group stage, you guys had a tough time. You had a few very close games. You almost went out twice, and then you came through. Has that pulled you together closer?
Yes, of course. It's our group stage was really awesome, and maybe much harder than the final. So I think it's really great.
Okay, harsh words from Senia. We'll let you guys go back. Round of applause, please, for Senia and Taz. Okay, we're not going to hold on too much longer. We're going to throw you over now to Carmack and to Lurpis, who are going to give you some pre-game stuff before this game kicks off. Enjoy the World Championship final.
So, Tommy, we've got a rematch for last year. We got a rematch for last year with probably 2 of the best teams in history, judging by, you know, depending on what your standard is. They are both very similar. They're both from probably almost the same region. Both have non-standard leadership. Both have very good individual skill. Both have a sick lineup. Now, what are the differences between these 2 teams?
The teams overall are actually very similar. They're both they have very good teamwork, very teamwork oriented. Obviously, they both also possess a lot of firepower in their star players. They're very versatile overall. It's not like, we're not talking about teams where one of them relies heavily on individual skill. Both of them know how to win.
Their leadership is non-standard. They change leaders. They kind of don't really have one strong leader in the team, neither of them. Taz was the leader previously in the Polish team. Now it's Kuben, kind of still shared and influenced by Taz. Which team has got the better in-game leadership?
I think Navi overall has better in-game leadership, but at the same time, I think ESC has more, I guess, teamwork overall, so they can work around it better later on. But I think Navi is better prepared as far as strategies go, but I'm not sure if that's an advantage over ESC, who I believe are better at adapting mid-round.
Now let's talk about the individual skill, because we've got some players in both teams that could theoretically be marked as the #1 player in the world in Counter-Strike. Individually, how do these teams stack up? How do they compare?
Well, obviously, you can't really even compare players like Neo, Edward, Markelov. You know, they're all up there, and at any given point, they can just take over a round or even a match. I think if you look at the whole lineup, I think Navi might have a little bit of an edge there. But I mean, yesterday we saw ESC knock out SK, who arguably have by far the most individual skill. So CS just comes down to so much more than just pure skill, even though it can help you out at crucial times.
Let's talk about the weaknesses of these teams now. What is Navi's weakness? What is ESC's weakness?
I think so far Navi's weakness in this tournament has been that they've been getting into some arguments and getting frustrated when things don't go their way early on, and that almost cost them badly in the group stage, where they were just a couple rounds from going out early on. ESC, on the other hand, I think they sometimes face some similar problems from talking to them, but they always seem to be able to put that aside when it actually matters up here. On the other hand, they had some troubles on their terrorist sides yesterday, which they've always been known for. They're a very attack-oriented team. That's their bread and butter. But yesterday they were having some problems with that against SK.
So, going by the comparison, is there any point where one of these teams has a clear advantage in any of these aspects that we talked about?
I really don't think so. It's like I said, I wrote a pretty lengthy preview about this last night, and you know, I went over all the different aspects of it. I broke it all down best as I could, and all I could come up with is I have no idea who's going to win, so I say should just all enjoy the show.
All right. Is it possible to predict the final? Would you actually bet money on this?
I would not.
So you don't know who's going to win? Impossible to tell?
I would not bet any money on either team. It's that close.
Okay. Well, for you guys at home, if you're watching, go on Twitter, #IEM. Tell your friends about this final. Make sure they watch it, because this is probably going to be, it looks like it's going to be one of the most epic encounters that we've had in recent years in Counter-Strike. Now, a little bit about what's on this table. This is the most valuable player package over here. You can go to intelextrememasters.com, click on the MVP tab, and there you can vote. You need to be logged in. You can vote one of the players, the most valuable player of the tournament of the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship, will receive a package from Razer, a monitor from BenQ, and this sick Intel Core i7 Extreme Edition processor. So, and obviously the most important thing, at least to me, the hoodie for the most valuable player. I'm pretty sure some of the players were talking backstage about all of this. I'm not sure what's the most appealing for a pro gamer, but I'm pretty sure they want to have what's on the table. Now, go to intelextrememasters.com and vote for the MVP. And basically, I don't think there is more to talk about right now. We're going to come back to you maybe in between the maps. So we're going to have a short commercial break, and after that, Paul Red Eye Challoner and Joe Miller will bring you all the hot action.
What's the most amazing thing you ever saw? Was it something big or something small? Something old or something new? Or maybe, just maybe, it's something you haven't seen yet. The second generation of Intel Core processors. Stunning visuals, intelligent performance. This is Visibly Smart.
Got him.
I can't play with details? Not bad, huh?
I think it was this guy over here.
Gaming is in the details. BenQ XL series and RL series.
Trying to find the perfect teammates or opponents? It's not that simple, but thanks to the new ESL versus matchmaking system, connecting has become easier and faster than ever before. Easily create your own matches or join without long waiting times. With just a few mouse clicks, your friends get an invitation to your game. ESL Versus always makes sure you get fair matches with opponents and teammates at exactly your skill level. And speaking of fair, ESL Wire's anti-cheat software keeps disruptive people off the server. Stay in touch with people in your buddy list and check their latest achievements. Every game has its own ranking system and also adds to your overall ESL rank. So no matter if you want to make it to the top or just enjoy straightforward gaming with your friends, Versus is here to connect.
XMG.
Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship here on the final day of the CB in Hanover. And of course, I'm joined by the lovely, suited and booted Mr. Paul Red Eye Challoner.
Try and make an effort, don't you, on the finals day?
Sure did.
Look at this. Look.
I actually managed to wash one of these T-shirts because, you know, it's related to Counter-Strike. It is the Counter-Strike 1.6 Grand Final. But to talk more seriously about it, I think in terms of history and story, we couldn't have had a more perfect Grand Final.
You couldn't, could you? You couldn't make it up, really, if you tried. These two teams, as Joe Riley points out, have made an amazing race to the final. We have to think back, actually, about 9 or 10 months after Na'Vi won last year's Intel Extreme Masters Season 5, and really sort of recap since then. We've had global challenges all over the world, in Guangzhou, in New York, in Sao Paulo, in the Ukraine, and up to the point of Ukraine, which was just over 6 weeks ago, Na'Vi, the defending double world champions, hadn't even qualified for this tournament. If you think that's mad, ESC Gaming, up to about 2 weeks ago, hadn't qualified for this World Championships either. So we had two of the most storied and successful Counter-Strike 1.6 teams in history not going to make it to the World Finals. By hook or by crook, Na'Vi won in the Ukraine to win the Global Challenge. That qualified them to the World Championships. And ESC got in through the back door for the finals. And here they are in the Grand Final. That doesn't even cover half the story, because Na'Vi actually almost went out twice in the group stage by 1 round.
Yeah, a ridiculously strong group stage, which, you know, Senyu even commented on, saying that group stage was harder than what this final's going to be as well. That's fighting talk, if I ever heard it, from Senyu and Na'Vi. But yeah, as you rightly mentioned, ESC, 3 weeks before this global final, I sat on a Sunday afternoon in the studios in Cologne here for ESL TV, and I watched them destroy everyone to get here. And then I also had the pleasure of drawing them into the hardest group of the tournament and just messed it up for you know, quite a lot of teams. In the end, actually, the teams that we expected to come through the group stage did pretty much in the end. A really, really amazing first couple of days. The quarterfinals went by, the semi-finals, the second semi-final in particular between ESC and SK Gaming was an absolute thriller of a game. But really focusing on this grand final, first map is going to be Train, one of those maps which we saw ESC against SK Gaming actually taking the CT side 14-1, which is almost perfect.
Yep.
But it turned out to be almost not perfect enough for them.
Quite,
SK came right back into that game. ESC ended up winning it in the last round, 16 rounds to 14, and they were the ones who moved through into this grand final. And both teams have a chance to make their own little bit of history here. We've talked about the fact that no team or no player, when it comes to 1v1 games, it doesn't matter, in the Intel Extreme Masters has ever won 3 world championships, never mind 3 in a row.
That would take some doing as well, because if you think about it, that would make it 4 years, even assuming that someone could win the next 4 seasons of the Intel Extreme Masters before that would ever be top. So we're looking at history in the making either way round right now, because as Joe Roddy said, on the flip side to that, ESC Gaming, if they win the gold, will also have a silver in there as well. So they would actually be the most successful Counter-Strike team in Intel Extreme Masters history. So this is a big game for more reasons than just a single win. I say a simple win, but you know, a world champion win.
Yeah, and I have to as well give some credit to the Counter-Strike 1.6 community throughout this entire weekend, been putting up big numbers on the streams, just showing that Counter-Strike is still alive, still got a big active community behind it, and I think you can see, for you guys that aren't here in the audience at CeBIT, just how full we actually are. For those of you that are unfortunately didn't get a seat here this morning, you can sit on the floor in the front of the stage if you want to watch this best of 3. Should be a great game, so I know it's not ideal to sit on the floor, but there is space if you want to sit yourselves down rather than standing up for an entire, what could be 3 hours of intense Counter-Strike action.
Yeah, and it could be as well. You know, you heard Lurpis in the pre-game with Carmack saying he wouldn't put any money on this. I haven't put any money on this, have you?
No, and I won't be doing either, to be honest.
Well, Isahara aren't in the final anyway, so you're safe.
Well, I said before the tournament, Navi were my favourites coming into it. Kiev, the grand final against SK, they looked so strong. The quarter-final, they walked over Fnatic. Without any disrespect to Fnatic, they weren't on the same level as Navi in the quarter-final. We got to the semi-final, map number 1 against Lions. Again, it was a similar situation. It seemed almost too easy for Navi. Then it turned around and Lions did the same, and we were like, oh, okay, maybe we've actually got a game on here. Then we got to the third map, and it ended 16-3 to Navi. So they, in the end, ended up walking straight through into this grand final. And when I spoke to Markelov yesterday, he actually said, well, it's nice that we could win 3 in a row, that it could be the third, but at the end of the day, it's just another competition. We love to win, we want to win, and that's the biggest thing here. And I know we've going to be already having some questions about this and why the players are wearing a headset on their head and earbuds underneath and a headset around their neck. It always comes up. So basically what they've got is earbuds in their ears, obviously for better sound quality. The big headphones, which are actually used by helicopter pilots to keep the noise out. That's to keep the sound of the crowd out, to keep obviously myself and Red Eye's voices out of their ears. And then their usual headset around their neck is what they use, the microphone, to talk to each other during the game via TeamSpeak or Ventrilo or whatever they're using. But we are actually into the knife round. Of course, Train probably the most important map when it comes to the knife round. And we are going to see Navi starting knives on the CT. Is that going to have any effect on them? Well, of course, probably not. But we're going to find out who gets the choice of side. And that is the real important thing when it comes to training massively CT-sided bias map. And actually, it looks like we could have a bit of a whitewash. Only 1 kill for ESC, and Navi are going to get their choice of side. And it's no surprise whatsoever that the Ukrainians are going to be starting out on that counter-terrorist team. And as per usual, getting out of their seats, they'll have a quick huddle before the game, talk about things, mainly for motivation, actually, at this point.
They were talking just before we came out in the green room backstage that they wanted a song to come on to.
Yeah, last year they actually had the Star Wars.
They did, yeah. And this year they were going to go for a similar sort of thing, but they were going to go for the Emperor's tune. I don't know what that says about them. Maybe. It is going to be... I just feel this is going to be something special. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's because these two teams are so evenly matched.
That was an interesting little camera shot there, actually. The rest of the team stood up and Neo just sat there with his headphones on. Not sure if he had to fix anything at the end or whether they were actually ready to go. You can see Lord, Pasha and Taz there on your screens. And as Lurpis mentioned, or actually it was Carmine that mentioned, there's been a bit of a leadership switch up between these two teams. Obviously, we have seen Senya now take that man in the middle role, the man who's calling all the strategy inside of the game. He's taking that away from Zeus, and that's actually really, really improved Zeus's game. Markelov mentioned yesterday in the second map against Lions, Zeus somehow fell back into his old role, was talking too much, was giving too many orders to the team, and that's why afterwards they decided to, I think, tell Zeus to shut up a little bit, let Senya get on with his job, and we saw in map number 3 a 16-3 victory in that semi-final, how well it worked out for them. And this Navi side going to be very, very confident coming into this semi-final. As Lurpis said as well, they're a similar play style team. They are very team heavily based. You know, we've seen the likes of SK, who literally are 5 superstars in the lineup. Not to say that Navi and ESC aren't superstars in there, but certainly the teamwork is what pushes these guys through to another level. But we can expect some great, great individual play across the board.
Don't think that one's in question, is it? I think if you're ready to make your movies after this match, you'll have plenty of frags to put in it, that's for sure. Last bit of comments then going between the two. As you can see, the crowd here in Hanover at CeBIT is
everyone's
throbbing.
sitting down on the floor now, that's a good thing.
Yeah. It's a massive throng of people. I actually can't wait to get underway.
Yeah, and for those guys that are here for maybe not just Counter-Strike 1.6, but the other games at the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship as well, we will be following the Counter-Strike 1.6 final with the StarCraft 2 final, and then finally to end the day, League of Legends, which I know there's guaranteed to be a huge, huge crowd for that one. Really excited to see Dignitas and Moscow 5 face off. Also in StarCraft 2, we have a super final as well.
All Korean.
All Korean. That was, I don't think that was a surprise to many people.
I don't think that was a surprise to absolutely anyone on the earth that has ever watched a StarCraft 2 game, but the Europeans did put up a good fight. But ultimately it has come back down to Koreans in StarCraft 2 yet again.
Get out.
Yeah, get out of the
He wants to get in over the top now.
They look really relaxed though. I have to remark on that because they were backstage and they all looked a little bit tense, I have to say. But now, Na'Vi looking very, very settled, and it's actually ESC a little nervous to me.
Yeah, Pasha's not going to have any skin left on his lips if he keeps biting them like that. I mean, Pasha always looks a little bit tense before games anyway, but certainly Na'Vi in good spirits throughout this entire tournament, even on that last day when they were facing elimination not once but twice, actually. They kept their cool and they got it together, and, well, they ended up scraping through, and look where that's got them. And I predicted that on day one. After they'd scraped through, I said, you know, these guys are going to probably go on and win it now.
Yeah. No, I actually had Na'Vi down as my favourites before this began. I mean, purely based on the fact that they've got hot just at the right time in the year. They went to the Ukraine, went to their hometown of Kiev. They won the global challenge there at the Intel Extreme Masters Season 6 qualifier, and they looked absolutely superb during that competition, and they've gone on since then to carry on playing a similar way. So heading into this, for me, it wasn't just one winner, but they were the favourites for me.
Yeah, my favourites as well, but ESC, they're such an experienced team. Pasha, obviously, the newest man in this lineup, but by now, definitely not a new addition to the team by any means. And I think being adopted under the Golden Five, you know, as the sixth member in there. Luke, obviously, was the previous fifth member of the Golden Five, but certainly they've won so much since then. They've played so well multiple times. You know, they've not been without their troubles. They've been through more organisations than most amateur teams end up going through. Actually, they've not had the biggest of luck when it comes to sponsorship, but finally they seem to have found a stable and solid home in the form of ESC Gaming. Navi, you know, they started it all themselves. A bit of sponsorship helped them along the way from the man which, if you follow the CS scene, you certainly know his name by now, and I know that Senya and Zeus give a little bit of a tribute to him still in their in-game nicks, but since then, you have to give credit to the Navi management. They've pretty much built it up and self-sustained now, Navi. The prize money obviously goes a long way, not just from the CS team. The Dota team were winning millions last year as well. So really, really great organisation that both of these teams are playing under. And I hope that means that we are going to be seeing them sticking around for a long, long time to come. So it looks like we are going to be getting in the restarts, and let's get things underway. This is the grand final of the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. It's Navi versus ESC.
Right then, let's take it away then. Map 1, round 1. Navi versus ESC. It's the Ukraine versus Poland. It is what many said would be the dream final. The most storied, most successful teams in Intel Extreme Masters history. And we are underway in round 1. Starting off with Neo here, down Ivy, and did land a little bit of damage as well. Markelov just having to back away. He was guarding that area. And Neo now back towards T-Sport. A little bit of exchange back there. They've got the same weapon though, so it doesn't really matter. Bomb was supposed to be thrown. And Neo now with that bomb in hand as well. So we've got Pasha, Lord, Taz is 742 on your screen. For those that aren't aware, that's Taz. And Cuban all hanging together here. Look at this now, 4 men inside, and this is going to be a really interesting strat if this one works out. 4 men trying to make the way inside right now. Starix hanging around underneath the train. Will spy one over the far side. Got a second in there as well. Now he knows he's under pressure. It's the first kill of the round. Goes to Senia inside that in the bomb site. Starix now popping out under the train. Can he find another? Not yet. He can't. Edwards got himself 2. Lord's in a bit of trouble here as well, and they've cleaned out 2 of the 5. Advantage here for Navi on the CT side. Bomb planted though, and that means the pressure switches over to ESC. To Navi rather. I'm just trying to check out and see where they're going to come in from. Lord picks up the first one. Markov now. Pasha, can he get the shot? No, he can't. Starix will lock him down, and that will be the last man alive. And Navi will pick up a straightforward defuse to win round 1.
Yeah, just a 1 kill there coming in onto Edwards. It was Lord that picked that one up. Bomb did get planted though, so that's a bonus from the pistol round nonetheless. But Navi getting off to a flying start on what is, without doubt, the strongest side here on DE Train. Map number 1. We'll be moving on to Mirage, whatever happens, is map number 2. And third map, should we need it if we're in a tied situation. And we will go on to Tuscan. Good set of maps, in my opinion, for this grand final. You can see 3 M4s, USP with Markelov, so working his way up towards that AWP that both him and Starix have been so brilliant with so far this event. And we are seeing a second round buy from ESC. That comes from that bomb plant mainly. It is Deagles plus a Galil and an AK with Neo. Definitely considered by a lot of people as the best player in the world, as he will push into Markelov. That's 2 kills. 1 brought back by Senia. As Neo tries to... how did he get that kill there onto Zeus? Probably should have done better there. Bomb will be planted by ESC, and we are down to just Starix remaining. Smoke down covering his path. He's got 1 in front of him. Killed by Starix. 3 more to find, and the bomb to defuse in 20 seconds. Surely too much of a tall order for Starix. And he's going to look for these kills, but I think generally saving his weapon is the idea. Neo will take him out though, and ESC win round number 2. And if you're ever going to win a map on train, getting rounds on this terrorist side is what really, really counts.
Yeah, every single one of them counts. So to pick up the second one on an early buy, excellent start for ESC. It does push Navi back, of course, in terms of money. They were saving 1 man for the AWP. That's no longer going to be the case, and they're going to be now eco for this 3rd round. And a great start. 1 for 1 between the 2 of them. Neo now in that outside train area, sitting in the middle. Having already made his way out unchallenged. It's Pasha that picks up the first headshot of the round. This should be a straightforward round for the Poles, and that'll be number 2 on the board. And that'll be a slight worry. Pasha does pick himself up a frag before Edward disposes of him, and we're at 4 versus 2 now. Edward, one of the last 2 remaining for Navi, with Zeus being the other one. over in the Whitehall connector into the outer bomb side. And Taz got himself one. Zeus just pops out though, picks himself up one frag. It's Cuban that'll clean up at the end. And the Poles move into the lead on the T side of a very heavily CT biased map.
Yeah, 2 rounds, already more than SK Gaming got against ESC in the quarterfinal on their terrorist side. And, you know, 2-3 rounds can be considered good at this level of the game as well on train. When you're getting any more than that, it's always a bonus. We are seeing, as you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, Markelov with an AWP. So, first AWP of the game between these two. The question is, where is he going to position himself? On the outside, by that bomb train, looking over towards Pop Dog. And we've seen Markelov being on form with this AWP so far in the match, in the tournament, sorry. This is a slow round from the Poles. 4 AKs plus this M4 from the last round, as we are going to see some action there. Taz will grab the first frag. That's inside of Whitehall's onto Zeus, who has defended brilliantly when we've seen him on train in this inner bomb side. Neo going to edge in there again. Seems to be fairly clear, but this doesn't look like an inner push maybe. Lord goes down, so 4v4. Health is fairly similar. So a slight advantage still to Navi. There we go. Flashes and smokes go in. But that's not where the push is going to come out. Let's watch Senya here with the FAMAS on that outer side. Starrick's going to come around to cover it as well. Will spot that man in the T middle area. Here is Edwin on top of the sniper deck as well. Will get the kill onto Pasha, looking for number 2. He actually got it there before being picked off by Neo, who is now last man standing for ESC. Looking like Navi will bring us back to a tied game. Markelov picks him off, and it's 2-2. Navi come back.
Solid round from the CT-sided Navi. Getting some word of encouragement from their manager behind. Not that they need it. 2-2 then. And round 5 will be a bye for ESC, but that will probably be the last one if they lose this one. And Edward started things off nicely for them. Taz has already been dropped. Starrick's now for the second. Is this the third? No, Markelov just missing his shot and taking a little bit of damage in there by the bomb train. He's had to back away. Neo's got himself one back. And wow, Lord's dropped Edward very easily indeed. I know Senia really putting up any resistance back at that back train, but they've only got Cuban remaining, so not to worry at the moment. It's 2 versus 1 now, because Cuban has picked himself up that kill. And Senia not in great shape, nor Markelov right now. So bomb not in the hands of Cuban either. A minute remaining, plenty of time left here. And this is now going to be a big round for Cuban and a big round for the Poles. M4 in hand. As I don't want to give away his position just in case they can hit absolutely anything. I'm almost certain they can't, but just in case. You can see Cuban on your screen where he's moving. You know exactly what he's trying to target. 35 seconds remaining. Senia has a good idea where that bomb is. Maybe not a good idea where Cuban is. And Senia's, look at this. 24 seconds remaining. Tense round here. Can Cuban pull this one off 2 versus 1? Doesn't know it, but he does have a little advantage here. Still Cuban hunting around. Markelov's waiting as well, and time ticking down here, 10 seconds. He's going to have to move very quickly if he's going to find either of these players. Senia baits him out into that middle area and tries to get him down. He does pick off Markelov now. Said he's not going to have time though, and the time will run down. And unfortunately, Cuban's ended in a 1 versus 1 against a man with 20 points of health, but he didn't know that, of course.
Yeah, no time remaining, but he's taken the AWP, which is a big bonus for ESC, even though that they've lost that round. And they'll be fairly happy with that one. Obviously, Pasha, that main AWP for the Poles, will get his chance to maybe pick someone off early on. Let's just move around and try and find him. He's actually the only one with a weapon this round. The others are on Eco or Deagles at the very best for Taz and Neo. Not sure that Cuban has a Deagle either. Not the only knife. No, he's only got a Glock. So this round, if ESC are to win it, it's going to be up to Pasha to hit his shots with that big green. As a peek inside, nobody spotted for him, but as he drops down down that ramp, you will see one man up on the top. It's actually finished off there by Kuban. Zeus did get the one on the entry, but Pasha's still alive. Markelov picks off Neo from the backside. We're going to stick with Pasha, because this round is all about him if they are to take it. Kuban goes down as well. Pasha now has to pull a 1v4. Great shot onto Starix, but it's not enough. Edward was there to cover. 4-2 for Navi, and there's the scoreboard for you guys playing Dream Team over on hltv.org.
Yeah, indeed, and solid round. Nothing really spectacular other than the point-blank range shot from Pasha with the AWP, and that one didn't work out. In any case, they lost too many men too quickly, as you'd expect. Now, here we go, double AWP now. Starix and Markelov. This is what we saw in the semi-finals from Navi, and we also saw it in the very final round against SK Gaming from ESC, so they're not averse to this themselves. They'll pretty much have figured out now the way that the rounds have gone and the way the cash works in Counter-Strike. That's a possibility. And they were very, very effective in the semi-finals against Lions, Navi, with this double AWP setup. There you can see Starix with one of them, Markelov with the other one. And when you've got two players of this calibre with that AWP, it is very, very tough to break them down. If they get on a run now, ESC might not see another round this half. They have the qualities, though, and they have the belief. 50 seconds left of the round. Still nothing doing. And there is a push about to be begun, and Starix is not currently looking the right way at the top of the... actually, he is, and he takes out Pasha. My mistake, I thought four of them were coming down the right-hand side. He finally gets disposed of by Neo. Edward and Zeus have now got themselves a couple of frags, and that surely now is ESC's round to lose, but Lord, headshot on Senia was delightful as Senia just tried to swamp him round. Taz has got one down. He can get the second one as well. And Zeus, it's 1 versus 1 here with 15 seconds of the round to go. And from a 4 versus 2, it's now a 1 versus 1, and Markelov will snatch the round away. He's got 10 seconds to go, and he does have a kit, so that will be enough time to get the defuse in. And there it is confirmed. Navi win the round, clutched by Markelov.
Yeah, 5 rounds to 2. Good round from Navi. Wasn't actually a full buyout from ESC, so they did well to get in there, get the bomb down. You can see, I think, a little bit of disappointment on the ESC faces, but 2 rounds out of 7.
That's okay.
That's actually a decent ratio on the terrorist side of the train.
They'll be fine.
If they manage to keep that kind of ratio up, then they could go in there with 4 or 5 rounds by the end of the first half, and that is by no means a bad first half when you play that terrorist side first. Here we go then. Pasha already working his way down. Look at this though. They're actually right in front of each other, but don't know it. Pasha will spot Zeus first. Starix there to cover, though, on that bottom ramp. But the main push from ESC is coming outside. Edward had started to rotate. Lord going to catch him from behind. Taz is there as well. The bomb, though, is with Neo. Where is Neo? Here we go. Let's watch Markelov. He actually just clipped him there. Kuban down to 17 HP. And Markelov spots Neo on the back of that pop dog train. That means that the bomb is down over at the back of that exit, and there is Markelov. Oh, almost hits that third one in a row as well. It's now Lord and Taz versus Starix and Markelov. Starix M4 this time rather than that AWP. Lord on the bomb train, Taz on the 5 train, and Markelov is going to pick off Lord. Here is Taz though, spots Markelov going up high. That's now a 1 versus 1. Taz versus Starix. There's Starix's position, and actually Taz spotted him, but he was walking off towards the bomb with 30 seconds to go. Starix will again come up big, and Navi are 6 rounds to 2 now in the lead, with Markelov already in double figures on the scoreboard at 12-4.
Yeah, fantastic. Got those 3 bomb frags, of course, of the previous round, but nevertheless, still, as you say, the only man in double figures, and it's the 2 AWPers that have come up big. Markelov got in the previous round, Starix doing the same in the 8th round, as we move into round number 9, with Navi now just starting to stretch their legs a little bit. That double AWP paying off for them. And ESC now in that little run of the fact that they can now buy in every round. Kuban is the man, opens things up with that kill on Senia, who was quite bullish, I thought, just before the final started.
Always
well, he is always bullish, and Edward just pops the top of the 5 train, takes off Pasha's head. Neo replies in kind, and then Taz craters, so he was probably just clipped as he went across that top train. Maybe he was going up to heaven, I don't know. We didn't see him, but Markelov, look at that, doubles up on the last one. And we'll finish things nicely for Na'Vi, and they're just rolling through right now. The round's clocking up 7-2.
Yeah, 7-2, but still ESC got lots of rounds to get up to that 4-5 rounds maybe on this terrorist side. They're going to find it hard. Markelov in form, and we know if he's hitting his shots with, as we've just seen that last round, not just the AWP, but that M4 as well. And it's dangerous news. AWP is now in action. Starix also got that AWP, so double up defense from the Ukrainians, and we are going to see something a little bit quicker here. Zeus actually sits back. Starix will pick off Taz for the first one and the second one. Will he, Zeus, get a chance to actually pick up any frags? Yes, he will. Starix was finally finished off by Neo. Markelov has rotated around. There is Pasha and Neo to take down Zeus and Senya. Let's see Neo planting the bomb. Markelov here on that 3 train. And he's going to keep mobile and try and find this guy who will take down Neo. Let's switch around to Pasha, last man alive with 28 seconds to defend this bomb with Edward and Markelov about to move in. Edward will finish it off. That defuse will come around, and that is another one for Navi. And they are going to move up to 8 rounds to 2. I think Edward just went off, and yep, there it is, picking up that AWP, saving the cash. Defuse will be finished, and Navi bring it to a 6-round lead.
Yeah, 8-2 then. 10 down, 5 to go for the first half. And I think both teams will be reasonably happy with their work so far in this grand final. Still plenty to do. It is, of course, the best of 3. We'll move on to Mirage, whatever happens next. This is, of course, ESC's map as well, so they won't want to lose this one. Smoke's deployed this time to try and hide those AWPers coming back out towards Starix, who's just coming through connector now. Has AWP in hand. We'll switch back to Edward, who's trying to get up high but isn't able to do so. Now Taz opens things up for ESC. They've done this before though. They've got the opening kill and just not punished them for it. Zeus has got the kill on Pasha. It was actually Markelov who was firing down that way as well, distracting him. And now 2 for 2. And this one is on ESC right now. 4 versus 2. Big round full. Chance here. Lord down Starix. And ESC now with the ascendancy and will clean up with Taz for the final kill. And the Poles right again.
Real strong round from ESC. That smoke down covering the T middle area stopped Starix getting the pick early on and allowed ESC to get into that outer bomb site without too many problems. Did a great job of actually finding those initial frags to make sure that they could overtake that outer bomb site, get the final kills and then win the round. So let's see if they can make it 2 in a row, move up to 4. Actually, Smoke's gone down onto the 5 train, but it looks like it won't be an outer push, quite possibly. And as I say that, they do start to move in. This is an eco round though for Navi. No money to buy those M4 rifles, and we'll be sticking with the USPs, which if you're new to Counter-Strike, you get those for free. They don't cost you anything. But they're also not going to be super effective against AWPs and AKs that ESC have. So it should be another round to the Poles. But actually, in this tournament, we've seen a lot of ecos that have gone, or anti-ecos that have gone really badly for the team in control. Not really sure that that will happen here. ESC taking it very, very cautiously. They don't want to run into 4 of these remaining Navi players in one position and end up losing weapons. Either way, ESC playing it the way it should be played, that's slow and calm, and making sure that they root out each of these every remaining players, and there will be the final kill onto Markelov. And 4 rounds already on the board for ESC. That must be a little bit worrying now for Navi, especially since you've still got 3 rounds to go.
Yeah, they won't want to give away any more, that's for sure. And that's partly why they've had that eco. And if you're not a Counter-Strike fan, then I guess what we could say is the eco is a bit like a football game where one team's playing with 10 men. It's slightly harder, but you've still got a chance, but rarely do you win it. But when you do, it's spectacularly good. Not that time round, though, for the Ukrainians. They lead 8-4, 3 rounds left of the half, and they are at a disadvantage gun-wise now as well, as and that doesn't seem to make any difference to Edward, who guns down Pasha, who had AWP in hand. He'll probably pick that one up as well. Neo has got rid of Zeus, so they're 1-1 in terms of kills. Markelov now having to retreat quickly. back towards that inner bomb site. He now knows that that push will have been done. The bomb is down and planted in that inner bomb site. Markov misses the chance to get the first kill. Couldn't get a second one either. Somehow Neo managed to pick up the frag on him from the other side. He wasn't looking that way. And ESC are about to win another round here, surely. 4 versus 3 now. 4 versus 2 and 16 and 8 points of health. Are not going to be able to keep Starrix and Edward alive to make any kind of challenge. Kuba doubles up at the end of the round with both of them through the wall. And a brilliant round again from ESC. 5 on the board now, and that looks much better for them.
Yeah, 5 rounds on Terrorist side in a match of this size. ESC full of confidence, quite surely headed towards this half-time. You can see Navi, Zeus not looking happy. No. Senior not looking happy. Seems like he could be end up eating his words by the end of this first map, but still a long, long way to go. The round's very close. If you're new to Counter-Strike, first team to reach 16 rounds is the winner. They are going to be switching sides after that 15th round. And this round will once again be an eco. And I liked your football analogy, but I'm actually going to change it. It's like playing against a one-legged football team. Basically, they're only going to be as half or even less as good as you, and certainly not as effective. So here we go then. Neo first kill. Again, slow start, but this could be a little bit dangerous for ESC. Actually, they've got one man covering it. They won't be able to pick up the kills. There were 2 of them there in the end. Markolov is the last man alive at the end of the 6th train. And he's just going to set up, try to get a look. Oh, flashed right in his face there. Down to 66 health, and out comes Lord, and that will be another round for ESC. 8-6, final round of this first half.
I don't know about a one-legged team, because I've never seen one win. But I have seen a 10-man team win.
Yeah,
I don't know where we're going with those analogies, so let's dump those quickly. It is the final round then of the first map in the World Championship final. Na'Vi leading 8-7. It was going very well at 8-2, but not quite so well now. Looks like they're winning if you're not familiar with Counter-Strike, but really, they're not really winning right now, but they do need this last round to give them any chance whatsoever. Markov and Edward first. Look at this from Lord, though. Oh, couldn't get the second one on Cinia. Really probably should have done. And we're at 2 versus 2 now. Taz remaining with Pasha. Starrix remaining... Oh, actually, 3 versus 2. I almost think Markolov had just 2 points of health and was hiding from me. But they are doubled up on AWPs as well. So, slight advantage here for Na'Vi. They do only need a single shot. And Markov, look at that. Another one. Picks up Pasha. Starrix on Taz, and that will be the round. And that'll be 9-6 at half-time. And that's advantage ESC as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, they're still laughing about it as well, Navi, so I guess not too worried about things. ESC, super serious faces moving into this half-time break. And I think no matter which way you look at it, ESC were the ones who came out on top of that first half. If things go to plan, which they've not necessarily done throughout this event, actually. But Navi, despite having a 3-round lead, were on the easier side. And when we talk about easier, Train is probably the map with the easiest side, being that CT team. It is the most biased map out of the entire 7-map pool that we have, which means that Navi probably should have had a little bit more. You can see the half-time team talk there. If you're wondering who this guy on the left is, well, what's he doing there? Why have they got 6 players? He's actually the manager. Zero Gravity, former top-level Counter-Strike player himself, stands behind the team, adds to their motivation. Also, can offer a lot into the game as well. So, you know, I think that's one of the biggest factors that has contributed to how good Navi have been and how, you know, top level they've actually stayed throughout this time. ESC, they're just 5 for this, and they don't look happy considering they just took 6 rounds on that T side.
They don't, but I think they will be. But yeah, just going back to Zero Gravity for a minute, he's the man that makes me feel young. He's got more grey hairs than I have.
And he's only 12.
So first half 9-6, and you can see the discussions going on. There is plenty to talk about for them. They did have an 8-2 lead at one point in that first half, and everything looked absolutely fine for them. If it carried on like that, they might have ended up with an 11-4, 12-3, and that would have been pretty satisfying. 6 on T-side on Train, not good though, and they know it.
Yeah, they know it. They know they've got a lot of work to do, actually, Navi. They know that Coming into the pistol round, it'd be a big bonus, but they've got some work to do because to turn 9 rounds into 16 on the terrorist side is a lot harder than turning 6 rounds into 16 on the CT side, in my opinion.
Yep, agreed.
And that's what's going to be the trouble for Navi. Spirits still seem fairly high, you know, even if this map doesn't go their way, even if they end up losing this one, it is best of 3, so we will move on to Mirage whatever happens, and the loser will still have a chance to stay in this game, but lose the first map, then you don't have any breathing room. You have to win those final 2 maps in a row without any problems to pick up the championship and get your name engraved on the Intel Extreme Masters trophy, as Navi's name is now twice.
Twice, indeed, yeah. ESC's isn't actually engraved on there. It's a different name of a clan, of course, although 4 of them who are in the current lineup do have their names on that trophy right there. It's interesting to watch them in between the rounds, isn't it? Their body language, the words they're using.
Unfortunately for us, can't really, even if we had a microphone there, Polish team, Ukrainian team, wouldn't be able to understand a single word that they said. Apart from the bad ones, which everyone learns.
I was going to say
obviously.
That, yeah, and I think that's what Neo taught me last night as well, was a couple of naughty words. He wouldn't tell you what they meant. That generally means they're probably wrong.
A really bad one.
Yeah, or really bad.
So admin's just asking if the teams are ready to go. I've only just got themselves sat down. Takes a couple of minutes to actually put on all the headphones that they're wearing on this final. The in-ear buds, the helicopter headsets over the top, the headset that they normally use around their neck. You can see Pasha just getting himself ready there. That's the way that they do it. It is like dressing up.
Amazing how we go through these days, isn't it?
And ESC seem ready to kick off this second half, knowing that they need 10 rounds to win the first map. The other map, though, Mirage, one that we saw ESC do very badly on actually yesterday against SK Gaming. Whether that's the reason actually that Navi have gone for that one. I think they saw how ESC did against SK on Mirage and said, you know what, we kind of fancy that one. We'll have a go at that. Yeah. But here we go then. We are going to move into the second half. 9-6 is the scoreline in favour of Navi, but they will now play that harder team, and a pistol round loss should mean 2 rounds, although it didn't in the first half, and that was a big contributing factor to those 6 rounds that ESC have.
Here we go then, round number 16, the first one of the second half of the first map of the final game in the World Championship in the 6th season of the Intel Extreme Masters.
In 2012.
On planet Earth. Taz just waiting with a couple of bullets into the wall. Does get an idea that there might be a creep into that brown hall. And a man did poke his head round the corner, so they'll have an idea that one's there, but they won't have a clue where the bomb carrier is right now. Pasha waiting patiently as well. We're about to get the blast into the outer bomb site as well. Pasha with that bomb in hand has made his way outside. Starix is there as well. Cine is about to pop out as well. Mark Lofton's who's down at Pop Dog. Neo's the first man to pick up a frag. Gets the second one as well at the top of the ladder. Picks off Edward, but a headshot stunning from Neo. 3 in a row. Headshots, all of them. Cuban comes in with a 4th, but Neo, what a start. Has absolutely blown his opponents away with 3 stunning shots. And won't get the ace, sadly. Almost deserved it, didn't it? Markaloff now. Well, there's the 4th of the round for Neo. And that's a round in the bag to ESC that Navi will be wondering, where the heck was he?
Yeah, and Neo, for you guys at home, you already know this, but by far and away one of the biggest stars, and probably, I guess, hands down the best player when he's on form in this ESC lineup. And you know they know that if Neo's hitting shots, they're going to be a very, very difficult team to beat. And that pistol round may be a bit of a bad sign for Navi in this second half. It's currently 9-7. The Ukrainians still have the lead, but you know the kill's not going their way. No bomb plant. They only got that 1 kill from Senior in the pistol round. Bomb wasn't planted, so no second round bite as we saw from ESC in the first half. Let's actually, Edward's still sat in spawn. You can see him there in the bottom right hand side of the screen. Seems to be having a couple of issues. Hopefully that'll get fixed up here momentarily. And Navi just waiting until Edward gets whatever the problem is fixed. Seemed to be plugging his mouse in there again.
Was wrapping something over the top of his monitor in that last round, so obviously did have some kind of issue.
Yeah, I think it was his mouse.
Yeah.
Seems to be better now. Navi still waiting outside of that inner bomb site, and I'm going to switch around to Taz because he should have a little bit of fun picking up these kills on that lower ramp area. Yep, he will get himself a hat-trick. Starix and Markelov are left, and Markelov, I just get around to Pasha as he finishes it off. So 9-8, only the 1 round difference separating the teams. That round may well come now because I don't think we're going to see ESC buying. Sorry, Navi buying.
I was with you.
Yeah, oh, they are going to buy. Okay. They need rounds. That's the problem now. They're on this terrorist side. They need to be buying whenever they possibly can. They don't have the breathing room to say, okay, we save this round and hope that the next couple will come our way. They just don't have that kind of room to breathe with. Actually, Zeus had started to go towards that inner site, but the main bulk of this Navi push is going to be coming towards outer with 2 men down at the end of Ivy. Markelov is coming as well. You see Edward will also join the party. So let's get around to see who's defending that area. Or it's 2-man defense, actually. There from ESC. Pasha will get number 1 and number 2 and number 3 before finally going down. Here comes Neo, will spray through the smoke. Markelov goes down to Neo's spam. And that is leaving just Zeus, who wasn't with the team. Bomb is down, where Pasha has just come up with that hat-trick. And this is looking like a round which is almost too easy from ESC. Pasha, great individual performance. He's had a good tournament, actually, Pasha.
Had a great tournament.
And looking to finish this one in style. Zeus has to win a 1 versus 4 plus, or, you know, or get the bomb down if he doesn't get those 4 kills within 20 seconds.
Easy.
Chances are low, to say the least. Here we go. We'll try it. Neo will finish off. So 3 for Pasha, 2 for Neo, and we are all square at 9-9.
Quick check of the scoreboard shows us Neo is currently 6-0, Pasha 4-1. All picking up a frag so far, except for Lord. The key thing on the scoreboard right now is that there are only 2 frags on the board for Navi from that first 3 rounds, so they need to overturn that. This 4th one is going to be a save. And we might get a quick push here. This might be over very quickly indeed. Edwards already burst himself out. We're with Senia, who's in the middle of that pack right now. Got Markelov with the bomb just behind him. They're just going to run straight into this bomb site right now. And well, they're going to drop like flies to Taz yet again, surely here. He's got himself 2. Cuban with the HE in the middle of that. And no reply whatsoever. Triple from Cuban in the end. And that'll be a straightforward round. And for the first time in the game, other than that second round, actually they were 2-1 up after the first 3 rounds in the first half. ESC then pushed themselves back in front at 10-9.
And the important point, 4-0 so far on CT side, and it looks like we're going to be seeing a timeout from Navi. I think called by the manager maybe before anything else. They don't seem happy with how this is going. See, 0 gravity there. I wish I could lip read Ukrainian.
Indeed, that would be very good right now.
I can't lip read or speak Ukrainian, so I've got absolutely no chance.
You can barely lip read me. What are you on about? There is, for those of you at home and those of you in the audience that are sort of confused by this, the timeout. There is 1 timeout available to each team during each map, and they are allowed to take that 5 minutes for strategy.
I think it's 3 minutes.
Is it 3?
Yeah.
Okay. For strategy and chats and just discuss what's going wrong or right in a particular game. I'm rarely going to talk about what's going right at this time of the day, but they do need something here. And although it doesn't look like it's a particularly bad scoreline, it is the fact that the momentum has completely switched over to the Poles, and they lead 4-0 on the half. They're 10-9 up now, and rounds are very difficult to come by on the terrorist side of this particular map on train.
Yeah, ESC, their job at this point is to keep their focus up, not lose it, because that's another reason to take a timeout, not only to talk about what's going wrong for you, but try and break the opponent's concentration and throw them off their game a little bit in those minutes that you have in between. But you can see that Zeus, the former in-game leader, and Senia, the current in-game leader, off to his left there. But it's Zeus that's doing all the talking right now. Zero Gravity barking out those last words of encouragement. But it's not looking good for Navi, the current 2 times reigning champions of the Intel Extreme Masters. As they find themselves 10-9 behind, 4-0 the score in the second half. Neo 6-0, Kuban 5-0, Taz 5-0, Pasha 4-1, and Lord 0-1. We've only seen him once in the action. Over on the other side, in 4 rounds, only 2 kills for Navi, 1 with Senya, 1 with Markelov. That's just, quite frankly, not enough at this stage, and ESC is 6 rounds away from picking up a victory on map number 1 on Train.
Which was their map choice as well, we shouldn't forget that. Mirage was chosen by Na'Vi. Thanks in their demise to SK Gaming, presumably yesterday in the semi-final. And also the fact that they're a strong Mirage team themselves, so almost became an obvious pick. Should we need it, we'll move to Tuscan for map 3. But right now, ESC are in the driving seat. 10-9 up as we get back underway in round number 20. Let's see whether that little timeout has affected either team. As Joe rightly pointed out, it sometimes just plays into the hands of the ones that take the timeout, and it's the other team who are affected by it. They just want to get on, they want to carry on with the game, they've got momentum, they don't want it to be broken up. And this game is so much about momentum. Edward just down by Brown Halls has kind of been blocked by his teammate on that stairwell. It won't matter, he was about to retreat, now comes back. They are going to be a little bit more positive here perhaps on that inner bomb site, this time with guns of course. Last time they just ran out like headless chickens and were easy meat for Kuban. This time round things might be a little bit different. Neo's got an idea they might well be there as well. It is the same kind of push. We've got 4 down one half of the ramp, 1 down the other side. It's Zeus that's holding back right now, and again Neo just spraying through the smoke. Gets himself the first one. Taz has got himself a double now. Can't get the third though. Zeus replying back. Finally Starrick's getting on the board as well. They've got 2 in there, but that's all they're going to get. And ESC are being absolutely ruthless right now. Lead 11-9, 5 more required to win map 1, and Taz gives us the usual grin.
Yeah, that was a real strong round from Neo actually. The initial spam that he did up towards that bottom ramp, to the top of the bottom ramp, did do a little bit of damage, but most of it came when they actually came down. His timing was spot on after that smoke had come out, and he took at least 2 of them down to below half HP, plus the 1 kill that he got from that as well. That grenade at the start landing onto Zeus, and actually Pasha will finish it off. Let's get with ESC, with Navi as they try to work down Ivy and into this outer bomb site. So far not having much luck. Starrick's the only one to bring a frag in for Navi. He spots one on the bomb train. Will take out Neo as well. So 3 on 2, bringing it back a little bit now, Navi. But will they be able to finish off those remaining 3 men in this 1 minute remaining time? Markelov is down to just 10 HP, so they've got his position on lockdown. Markelov flashes over. Kuban just will sit back and be safe, and it leaves just Markelov. Where is he? There he is. Kuban finishes off. It's another one for ESC. That's 6 out of 6 on their CT side, and they're just 4 away with the score at 12-9.
Just 6 kills in 6 rounds for the entire team of Na'Vi right now. As Joe said 2 rounds ago, that's not good enough. It's not good enough now either. And they need to get something. Any sliver of hope. Just a round back here might change things up a little bit more. Still close in score, but really all the momentum and all the strategy and all the kills are with the Poles right now, the so-called Golden 5 in the prize seats here in map 1. It's Markelov that starts us off here. Down Ivy's picked off Neo. Pasha just having to hold back. He's not in particularly good shape himself either, so if Na'Vi can get
a push going here. Well, actually, I was going to say that, but they just decided to back towards T-Spawn. There is one man going towards that Ivy again, and now that's Zeus picking up a frag on Kuban now over the other side of the map. Now, what's that going to do to ESC? Because they've now lost 2. Navi have got a full complement of men, albeit not in great shape, but do have a massive advantage here. 5 versus 3, and damage to Pasha and Taz. 36 seconds remaining. Zeus and Edward picking up 2 frags now, and now Taz becomes the last man standing. Is this the round of hope for Navi? Looks likely. Bomb planted. Taz does pick up the first kill. Can't get the... Thought he was going to go for a second one quickly. I don't think he actually knows that there's a man to his right hand side. Now he does, and does pick up the kill on Starix. That's as good as it gets for him. And a round on the board for Navi as stops the rot.
A chance, actually, now, is what we have for Navi. Finally getting their first round on this terrorist side down. Still no real reason to celebrate from Navi, but you've got to start somewhere. You can see the scoreboard.
Looks much better, doesn't it? Already.
Much better, but still not perfect for them, that's for sure. I mean, for the one round that they've got on the board, actually, it's not bad at all. Problem is, the entire team from ESC is playing very, very solidly.
They almost
Neo
doubled.
9-2, Taz 9-2, Kuban 6-2, Pasha 6-3. Lord's not even been that much in the action.
They almost doubled their frag count in one round.
That's a scary thing.
That's how badly they've played, isn't it?
Pasha with that AWP, looking down Ivy. We've got Kuban with an AWP on the inner side as well. Taz pushed up in towards Whitehall, I'm going to try and get back around to Pasha, and as I do, we slightly missed the kill there onto Starix. Wasn't quick enough. Misses that shot over towards Popdog. Is going to take the ladder up that sniper deck though, and looks for whoever it is that's doing the damage onto him. Actually, the frag was taken away. He managed to survive it, and ESC bounced straight back into the game. 13-10 in the lead, and Navi are going to be hurting for cash.
And Taz barking out the orders as well, pumping his team up. He is mighty good at that. 23 played, 7 to go. How does this one end? At the moment, it's advantage ESC, and it's going to be another round here. And look at this, Taz, 3 kills. Happy birthday, Taz, fill your boots. There's 3 in a row from Taz. Only Zeus replying. Oh, and well, hello, Pasha, he's going to get one, and does get the second as well. Kuban somehow missed both of those, but it didn't matter. Straightforward round, then they move towards map point. They're on 14-10 right now.
Kuban actually laughing about how bad his aim was there after the round. You know, they were easy kills, he didn't go down, it's no real problem. But in a close match, those kind of things could be making the difference. Here we go then. Weapons back with Navi, let's see what they can do. AWP actually with Markelov from the start. So they're going to nade up towards the top of Whitehall. They're not there though. Actually, Taz here on that lower ramp will be taken down by Zeus. That's a great entry, and Navi actually stacked there with at least 3 men. Make that 4 now. Are going to try to push their way in. Pasha will get tagged and finished off by Edward. Looking like a good round for Navi. Bomb needs to get planted though. Kuban's going to pick off one. Let's see if Markelov can find him. Actually switches his position. He will be taken out by Neo, and it's looking all of a sudden advantage over with the poles. Kuban is their lord, and Neo, who's just gone down. Let's watch Kuban, who has to try and get closer to this bomb plant without finding himself in danger. He's pretty worried. Flash put out by Lord. There was the peak. Starix wasn't expecting him to come off that. Senya is also on that bottom ramp. They're probably expecting him to be up high. Wait till those seconds come out. He's got the kill, but Kuban not in a position to defuse. And Navi are actually going to move themselves up to 14-11. This game not over, but Navi, if they want to win without an overtime, need 5 in a row.
I just remind you as well, if you weren't with us in the group stages, Navi were 14-10 down to ESC, and they had to win all 6 rounds to stay in the tournament, and they did so. If they'd lost just 1 more round, this would not be the grand final. That's how close they came to going out of the group stages. So they've done it before, not quite on this map though. and not on T-side. So this is a tall ask still. We've already lost Markelov and Edward now from the Navi side, as ESC have a 5 versus 3 advantage here to move to map point. Will be map point, not match. We'll have another map coming after this, which will be Mirage. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Zeus now down to just 3 points of health, and effectively that's made it a 5 versus 2, and then now he's confirmed as a 5 versus 2 as Kuban slams that AWP into Zeus. Starix now dropping down into that inner bomb site, will be flicked off by the M4 of Taz, and last man alive will be Senia just outside, and with 38 points of health he's not going to be alive much longer. This is 4 versus 1. He'll do well to save his gun here.
Yeah, 40 seconds though, that's a lot of time running away. Well, run straight into Taz. And that is map point, as we said. 4 rounds Navi need to secure an overtime, which means 4 game or map points for ESC. Taz barking out the orders once again. And Navi actually for this final round only have Deagles, which mean their chances pretty low of pulling anything off. Here we go then, push down from Edward towards Pop Dog. There was a man on top of that Pop Dog train. And taking it slow, hoping that ESC get a little bit cocky with their position and start to push out. However, ESC not going to go for that. They're just going to sit back and wait for Navi to come to them. We know that there are Deagles in play. And we've got 1 minute remaining on the round. It looks like an inner push will be what they go for. Let's try and get to Taz, because he's the one that's always been defending up close and personal on this bottom ramp. Actually, just spots one man running straight in towards him. Will spray down 2. Neo comes in with another 1 frag for Senya. Will they get the bomb down? Yes, they will. Bomb planted, but still a 4-on-2. And only with those Deagles, it's not going to be enough here. Senya has to pull off a bit of a miracle to win this round. That's the good start at least. Gets Lord down. He's done some damage to Kuban as well. Finished off, though, by Pasha and the USP. The defuse will come around, and ESC will pick up map number 1 here on DE Train.
Fair reflection of the scoreline, 16-11 in the end. And ESC were good value for money in their first map.
They paused it at the end by accident.
Those 6 rounds in the first half really telling in the end, Joe, when they switched over to CT side.
Yeah, you saw that, and to be honest, I think it all fell apart after in that second round, to be quite honest with you. It was like the dream start for Navi. Pick up pistol on the CT side of train, you're off to a flying start. But then, to lose that second round is where it all kind of came undone for them. We went to that 9-6 half-time, which, you know, 9 rounds on CT side of train, it's just not enough in most games. It can be turned around, we've seen it before, but in most games, 90% of games, that's not going to work out for you, and we've seen that there with ESC winning the game 16-11.
Yep, absolutely. There's no way you can come back from that, really, when you've let 6 down on T side. To another opponent, especially one such as a powerful as ESC. They are fantastic on train. We've seen that all the way through this tournament, right through the way through the season, actually. So no surprises. Next up, though, is Mirage, and I think I'm hoping that, you know, as a man who's put money on Navi, they can come back and win that map, but also that we get a third map, because I'm kind of selfish like that. But anyway, we're going to take a very, very quick break, and when we come back, we will have map number 2. It will be Mirage here at the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship.
are back at the stage here with Tommy Lopez-Kovanen. Tommy, what do you make of this match so far? 1-0 to ESC. They've made one extremely big step. It looked fairly comfortable from where I was sitting. They made a huge step towards putting themselves on that trophy again, their name.
I think what really made the difference in that map was the fact ESC won their counter-terrorist pistol and the force buy in second round as terrorist. So that's practically the same as winning both pistols. We saw with weapons, neither team had a lot of success as terrorist. So I believe the pistol success really is what brought ESC over the finish line.
Who do you see so far as the key player in this match? It seemed like the CT pistol, as far as I know, Neo pretty much single-handedly took out the entire Navi team. Is he the guy to watch in this game?
So far, Neo has been the best player on the server, I think. Markelov played a really big part in almost all the rounds Navi won in the first half as well. So the star players are definitely showing up. We haven't seen that much of Edward just yet, but at the same time, another MVP candidate, Pasha, had a really big 3-kill round earlier on in the half, which helped ESC solidify their money situation later on.
What could Navi have done better to win this map or to make it closer?
I think the lead ESC had maybe really got to them a little bit, as I think they kept buying a little too much, so they kept trying to force buys with little money and couldn't afford an op for Markelov, which really could have made a difference on train.
So general overall strategic mistakes, you would say?
Yeah, I think so. But at the same time, that's something that Navi has always excelled in. They don't save that much. They like to purchase weapons with low money, but train just happens to be possibly the worst map you can do that on because of the long distances.
Let's talk about the psychology of this match, because obviously the final is very special and every single player will play slightly differently on a stage like this, in front of an audience like this. First of all, Navi had trouble in terms of communication, in terms of team play in the group stage. They were quarreling with each other. It didn't work so well. Now, under a lot more stress, have you observed their behavior? Do you think they will keep their calm?
Well, I mean, I've been on the ESC side of the stage so far in the first map. We'll see if I change that for the second to get a better perspective in case there is a third one. But I think Navi can hold themselves together in big matches like this. We saw the same thing in the semi-final and the quarter-final. Were good games, but I think they know once it's playoffs, it's game time, and it's time to put all that aside.
If you were the coach of Navi, what would you tell them right now? How would you set their mind frame?
Well, I mean, like I said before, I think Tuscan is the map where they have the best chance out of the three. I think that's the only one where there's a favorite going into the map. So this map is actually going to play a huge difference. Now, obviously, especially in a final, you know, being a tiny favorite isn't really going to play that much of a difference. It's a lot more psychological stuff and dealing with the pressure and this giant crowd that we have here today. So, I mean, they should know that they're still in the game. It's one map at a time and one round at a time, and that's how you get back into it.
If you were ESC Gaming's coach, what would you tell them?
I would do my best to forget about that first map and just think of this game as if it just started right now. And it's a similar thing you do when you change halves. Even if you have a big lead, you don't want to think about it. You want to reset your brain, think it's the first half, and just give it your 110% because you can't afford to start thinking about possibly winning. That's the worst thing you can do.
All right. Who do you think, what's going to be the key on the next map? What's going to be, you know, the tactical thing that could separate these two teams, or the players to watch on the next map?
I think Mirage will probably come down to opping a lot, and that's something we didn't really see all that much from ESC. I don't think they had a couple ops towards the end, but they didn't play a major role in them winning. Markelov, big kills on the first half. Nothing really happened on the second half, but like I said, they didn't really get a chance to purchase the gun in the first place. So I think we'll definitely see the big green a lot more on Mirage, and it's going to play a bigger factor in winning the map.
All right, and you've been tweeting from the stage, live updates. Where can people find your tweets?
You can go to twitter.com/Lurppis_, LURPPIS. And I also use the hashtag IEM. So if you do that, I'll do my best to respond to whatever tweets happen. Obviously, I'm kind of busy there, but I'm doing my best.
So spread the word, guys. Don't forget to hashtag IEM. And also, please don't forget to vote for the MVP of the tournament, who will get this package from our sponsors Intel, BenQ and Razer, and also a fantastic one in the world hoodie, which is orange colored and has most valuable player on it. That's very, very important for some of the players here in the tournament. Go to intelextrememasters.com, find the MVP tab, click there, pick your MVP. And that's it from the commentary couch. We see the players back on stage right now. They're going to be ready. So let's give it back to Paul Red-Eye Challoner and Joe Miller.
Thank you very much, Carmack, and Lopez, keeping that arm straight, bro, on the microphone. But really interesting to hear what Lopez has got to say between these games. We had the pleasure of having him up throughout the group stage, at least in the first day when he wasn't playing, and throughout the playoffs as well. So really nice to hear some insight from the pro player side of things as well.
Right. Yeah, it was great to have him yesterday on the semi-finals and the third place playoff as well. Which, by the way, he was only there because he didn't qualify through the group, so it was a bit harsh on him as well, I thought. But thank you, Lopez. Awesome stuff.
Always a pleasure. We're moving into map number 2 now. It's going to be Mirage, a map which we saw ESC not do so well on yesterday against SK Gaming. But against Navi, surely it's a different kettle of fish altogether.
Yeah, it is a different game, obviously. But you know, they were so good on Mirage, Navi anyway. And I think when you looked at SK were phenomenally good on Mirage anyway. All the way through the groups, have been for a couple of months actually. I think it's kind of like their map. We've even named some of the places inside the map after their players. They've been that good. So
you have at least.
I have anyway. Tried. We've got the Forest Ledge. It is a different game. I mean, yeah, you're right. It is a different game. I still think Navi have the ability to take Mirage though.
Yeah, I hope so, actually, as a neutral fan, that Navi are able to come out on top of this one, and then we get to see map number 3, which, by the way, if we do get there, will be Tuscan, a map which Navi have been good on, they've been strong on. However, against Lions yesterday in the semi-final, wasn't really their strongest map. They lost it, but actually we heard from Markelov, who said, we're not even thinking about that second map. That can just go away because it didn't mean anything to us.
No, they can't do that. And the same with this one, really. They can't even think about Tuscan right now. They need to be concentrating on Mirage, getting this game back at 1-1 and taking it from there. And don't forget, of course, that there is a massive... I mean, you know, Celia said there was no pressure on him, but trust me, there is pressure right now. He is lying. They're going for their 3rd consecutive Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. The pressure... Of course there's pressure. Likewise, on the other side, ESC, I mean, they've been there, they've done it, they've seen absolutely everything all over the world, in almost every country I can probably list off the top of my head, have won almost every kind of gold medal and world championship that they could possibly have made. But right now, for them, their focus is on taking their 2nd ever Intel Extreme Masters World Final.
And that's a big achievement for anyone. I mean, if Navi hadn't have done it last year, the story this year would have been ESC looking to make history, becoming the second, the first team to actually pick up 2. So, I mean,
2 in a row.
If it wouldn't have happened last year, then it would have been also 2 in a row for them this year. So there's just a big story around these 2 teams. They seem to do really well when it comes to Intel Extreme Masters, and well, they're here again. Once sat up on that stage, we are getting a quick restart. It looks like we're almost ready to go with this one. You can see the players have got themselves sat down again after that team chat, so we are not far from this second map.
No, not far at all. The PCs, by the way, are the Intel PCs with that i7 in, by the way.
Yep.
If anyone from Intel is here, I would like one of those. They're really nice. They're the i7 Extremes, which is also part of the MVP package as well. And playing on these 22-inch widescreen BenQs are also very, very lovely.
Yeah, amazing, actually. So here we go. Let's get into the 9th round. The last 9th round I commentated on Mirage ended up in an ace for Nico of Lions. I'm not sure that we're going to actually see that again today, though, so I'd like to see something like that, but chances are pretty slim. Here we go then. Looks like first attack. Actually, first kill will come from Pasha. Well, knife the head of Senia. They seems to be all going the way of Navi now after that first one. Neo is still alive, and Neo is going to not quite finish things off. Storix will win it. So Navi get their choice of side. Not really too much of a surprise that they switch over onto that counter-terrorist team.
No. You'd expect them to do that after winning the knife round. and they'll now have their group huddles and their chats and get psyched up for the second map. Is your money still on Navi, or have you changed your mind?
You can't change your mind, that's against the rules.
Good, I'm glad to hear it.
No, but I predicted Navi before this one. Either way, I'd like to see Navi win this second map, just so we get to see map number 3. That's what I'm aiming for, to have a full best of 3 and yeah, run the schedule as long as I can with having as much Counter-Strike on this massive main stage that we've got at CBIT this year.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? I did that yesterday, you know, I was praying for 3 mappers, and then I kind of got three mappers in a row.
Yeah,
by the end of the day, it was a bit...
I
did. It was a bit tiring at the end of that. 10 hours straight. I sort of might have thought about that before I wished hard for 3 mappers. But nevertheless, we have fantastic Counter-Strike all the way through this week, actually. I think the group stages, in Group A particularly, but Group B just as exciting, went all the way down to the final game of the day, and we had a choice of 4 different teams, all finishing in 4 different places in both groups. So that was very exciting on the first 2 days. The playoffs weren't quite as exciting as we'd hoped for, but the semi-finals were everything we'd hoped for. Both 3 mappers, both very exciting, that ended up producing this this final between Navi, Natus Vincere against ESC Gaming. The reason we say ESC, by the way, if someone asked me on Twitter, it's just purely so that we don't say ESC, because it sounds a bit like SK.
You did well there, ESC, eh? But actually a few people, you know, we explained who Zero Gravity was. They were asking us who's the guy stood behind ESC as well. That is actually the owner of ESC Gaming.
Yes, it is, yeah. You can talk to us, by the way. We will, maybe not during the game, but we will certainly at the end of each map, we will go out and check Twitter at Joe_Miller, because he's special, and at Paul Challoner. So if you're out there online and you're watching, there are over... No, I'm not special. And there are over 50,000 of you out there watching right now, which is fantastic. You can contact us via Twitter, and who knows, when we get a break in between the maps, we might even read out a tweet if it's really good. But don't forget to include the #IEM hashtag, because if you don't include that, Carmack takes away our bonuses.
Fires us after the event, which, you know...
Bonuses, what am I on about?
Bonuses, good one, mate. But yeah, which, you know, some of the comments, maybe you'll not be too unhappy. We're going to have a load of tweets now without the hashtag.
Oh.
That's how that one goes. So, both teams saying that they are ready. Mirage map number 2 coming your way. It's a 1-0 lead, of course, for the Poles. ESC, the team which... I'm not sure if you could really say underdogs coming to this one. A very, very even matchup with a very difficult time to pick who would be the favourite.
Couldn't agree with you more. It is hard to pick.
I'm still fancying Navi for this map, though.
Well, I think you have to. I mean, it's their pick. ESC won their pick. It would only seem right that Navi go and win theirs. I think the weird thing is, if we do get to Tuscan, I'm not convinced that ESC are strong enough on it. So I think they feel, and I'm sure they'll feel, that they need to finish this off right now.
Yeah, avoid any lengthy games, which is something that they don't want to have. They were both teams in bed early. There's Kuban.
Do you know what Taz said to me on the stage, by the way, before we started? He said, me and you are getting too old for this.
Yeah, and actually, it wouldn't surprise the ESC guys. I'm not exactly. I think, you know, Taz is only like 24 or something.
He's not that old.
That's the insane thing. Taz is actually quite young, thinning a little bit on top, but that's you know, the stress of sitting in the middle for a team like this.
They've all
such a long time.
All got receding hairlines. It makes you wonder what else they get up to.
Neo's just doesn't bother with it. No. Shaves it off.
Get it all off. A bit like you used to. I remember the day when you had none at all.
Actually, I think the manager of ESC's got more hair than all the players combined. But anyway, let's get into it. It's Navi versus ESC, the second map here on DE Mirage. Let's hear a bit of noise for these two teams. I'm glad you guys here in the audience finally seem to understand what I said.
You probably needed to say it in
Make
German
a bit of noise,
as well.
So anyway, here we go then. ESC starting off on the terrorist side. Let's see what they go for. It looks to me like a B push all over there right now. working their way in. Neo actually going for the USP, so that little bit of extra range, he'll be looking to pick them off down this balcony area. Not spotted anyone from Navi as of yet. We have here one on the box. Neo will just hide himself behind the wall. Will he be able to get the kill? No, he's going to go down to Edward. He's done a fair bit of damage to Starix, and ESC getting now into this bomb site. Starix will be picked off double for Kuban, and Taz is going to get that bomb planted. 34 seconds for Navi to get back in. It's 3 versus 3. Markelov 86 HP. Zeus is the low one with Navi. But they've picked off Pasha and Lord. Where's the last man? It's Taz here on the bomb site. He's got himself one. Couldn't find the second there to give him a chance of a 1v1. And pistol round will go over to Navi on the CT side. Let's hope this time they can win the second one with it as well.
That's what they'll be thinking as well. After that first loss on the second round of the first map. You see that early buy, of course. Let's see what they're going to come up with here in round number 2 on this second map. Did get the bomb down, did get a number of kills, of course, as well. Nevertheless, as you can see on your screen on the right-hand side, we do have a partial. So, Navi leading 1-0, trying to convert the second one for the first time in this match. Done the hard bit, now they need to convert. Markelov just waiting over that A-bomb site. And there are 5 men on the ESC team, not really together right now. They're all very sort of spread out across the map. As you can see, well, actually Taz now joining Lord and moving towards Pasha, so could be where we're going to be finding the entry into this bomb site. 55 seconds remaining now. Cuban's got the word too. Lord with bomb in hand.
This is the danger man.
It is the danger man right here. And Zeus will unleash that M4 onto Pasha. Lord, though, smashing him down with the Deagle for the reply. And he's now going to... Oh, and he didn't realise there was Senia stuck in there as well with the FAMAS. That's an awkward entry, but Neo's got himself an AK, of course, from the start of the round. And we'll do some damage here. Just blast around the corner. What was Markelov doing, facing them completely the wrong way? It was like something off a stage show. Hello, he's behind you. 2 versus 3 now. Kuban, Neo and Taz. Can they pull this one back? Senia standing tall so far for no, but he's the only one, and he's the only one that matters right now. He's got 2. Can he get the 3rd? This will be a sensational clutch round from Senia. Did it yesterday too, but target's been saved anyway. I hadn't noticed the time I was running down. My bad. So round disappears, but Senia saved the round for them.
Yeah, that was again a very aggressive bit of positioning from Navi. They had that one man off towards the A ramp, just hit around the corner. That was Taz first of all. No, that doesn't make sense. It was Zeus, I think.
It was Zeus inside, yeah.
Then they had...
And then Senia.
And then Senia backing up, and that was something that really caught ESC off guard. And once Zeus was down, they thought, okay, that's pretty safe to go in there. But in the end, it actually wasn't. And we can see that Taz and Neo both have AKs. There's a Deagle with Lord, and then a Galil on Pasha. I think Kuban is actually just on a Glock. But there are still 3 FAMASs in the opposition team, so definite a possible round here for ESC. We're going to have to see some great individual play and a clean entry into this A-bomb site. It will be a 3-2 split with 3 from balcony, 2 from main. And let's stick with Zeus, who actually will go straight down there. He's Neo as well. Pasha was coming in from the side. Kuban going to get that bomb planted. And this could well be the first round of the first half for ESC. Edward's grenade will take out Lord. There are still 3 remaining for the Ukrainians. Starix working his way around. But they're struggling to find any kind of entry. There's flashes keeping them at bay for quite a while, as well as Taz will pick off Edward. And Starix is going to back away. They're going to try and save these weapons. Markelov also headed back over to that B site. And will try and hold onto a FAMAS for round number 4. Bomb will go off. That is round number 1 of this second map for ESC. And they claw their way back into it.
Yep, first round on the board, and deservedly so. Good play, solid play for them on that entry to the 8. Nice little 3-2 balcony split through main. And the guns and the defence set up on that side was perfect. Those flashes going off just at the right time each time to keep Na'Vi away. They did look as if they were going to try and go for it early on, but just perfectly kept at bay. Great hold of that side. Here goes Pasha into that bomb site early, picks off Senia. They have got a number of men just behind Pasha as well, so he's going to lead the charge with the entry kill. Can he get the second over the far side? No, he can't. There is a man to the left-hand side. Cuban was actually blind inside that bomb site. So too is Lord, though, as well, with bomb in hand. Joe has his hands raised as to why the hell Lord was doing that, but I'm pretty sure he was flashed over the top, and Taz picks himself up a double. He'll now get the bomb planted finally. Starix now moving into that bomb site, does get himself one. Taz yet again standing up, and ESC have grabbed another round. We're tied up at 2-2.
All tied up. Quick drink for Cuban as well. Some mentally tiring games, actually. Got to keep that concentration up the whole time. And you see Markelov on the end for Navi. And it looks like we're going to see a fast push into this A bomb site. Actually, the entire stack is there for Navi. Senya did come up with one frag. There's still one around there somewhere, and he will be finished off. Quick and easy round for ESC. They will take the lead for the first time in this second map.
Cheeky little wink there from Cuban as well. It's going better than planned, perhaps, but maybe not for these two men. Zero Gravity just standing behind his team. That familiar rattle of the left leg. A little bit nervous here, as well he might be as well. They're in a little bit of trouble. They've got a gun round now, though, and they've got to make sure of it. And Edward has started things off nicely for them. Pasha downs him as the man comes down towards the far side with Starix standing there. He's got himself two, and Taz now up on that forest ledge. He's going to down, and Cuban's coming in from behind him as well, so he got shot from all sides there. And 3 versus 2. It was 4 versus 2, and look at that from Taz. Pixel perfect on Markelov, but he is now the last man standing. Senia and Zeus remain. This can be a winning round from Taz. He's done it before, did it yesterday in fact, but not this time. It's Senia that wins the round for Na'Vi, and we're 3-3. Trading blows like a couple of old prize fighters.
Yeah, really switching quickly, and it seems like those AWPs are finally going to be coming into it. With Pasha picking up one, Markelov for Navi as well. Let's see where Pasha goes for his first pick. I think with that good spawn, he's going to run straight up towards that A site and have a go at the men moving in there. There is the peek, and there is the kill from Pasha. Great opening, and it's on to Markelov as well, which is, you know, up versus up, battle won. Luckily for Navi, they have Starix who can hit everything as well, it seems, this tournament.
He's actually over the other far side of the map, so he's not going to be able to pick that AWP up. It's Zeus that's going to pick it up inside that site, so not really in the hands of the map man you want it with, is it?
And there was Starix just spotting the team of ESC working their way through balcony. Nade goes in and actually doing damage, and it's Zeus who opens up onto Neo from the mid window. Great stuff. Flash is going to go in. It is definitely an execution over towards this B bomb site. Can Pasha find one of them? Nice counter flash will slow ESC's advance down a little. There is Starix picked off by Pasha. He's seen one in window as well as he has a look. I think his teammate helped that one out, and Edward is actually going to take out Pasha as well. So 2v2, one high, one low HP player on either side. Make that just one, and Senya will actually come in for the double. Nice clean play from Senya. Navi regain the lead, back and forth.
I don't know if you spotted that at the end of that round. There was a funny moment there for Cuban, because he went to hop out the window and hopped out the wrong one.
Yeah.
Hopped out the first one that was blocked to go out the second one. Just showing a little bit of familiarity with the map there, and no wonder, you know, they haven't played it much. We hadn't seen them in a public Mirage game at all until this particular World Championship final, and they did okay, I suppose, against SK, but SK just had far too much for them. Here, though, they seem to have learnt their lessons well and find themselves just 4-3 down. They were leading, of course. Edward setting himself up. We've got Orps in play on both sides again. Again, Markov and Pasha. No early kill this time from Pasha with that entry into that A bomb site. And spawn obviously not good enough. Didn't see where he spawned actually, but now he's going to try and AWP mid. And in fact, actually, he's going to go all the way back towards his teammates at A. So, switching things up nicely, ESC. Definitely not trying to run the same strat every round. Haven't really found one particular entry better than another, although I have to say that 3-2 that they did in round 3 was probably the best of the lot. And that looks like they're going to try and follow that similar sort of route here. It's Neo that gets dropped by Markov. Kuban's gone as well. Markov picking off 2 already with the AWP. And Cine has made it advantage Na'Vi, 4 versus 2. Pasha and Lord remaining. And Pasha's, well, he's got 1. Lord alive still 2. I wonder if he's trying to find himself a weapon because he knows that his teammates have gone down. I thought he already had one, but maybe not. Deagle in hand. Now this looks like the guns are going to be saved at the end of the round then. So they do at least get away with 2 weapons. It was an AK and an AWP that they had. And that's about as good as it could have got for them, 5-3.
Yeah, 5-3 to Navi. If we look down the individual scores, actually, for Navi, Senior 9-4, Markelov 6-for-5, Edward 5-for-6, Zeus 5-for-7, and Starks 4-for-6. For ESC, Taz 10-6, Kuban 8-4. Forget that, I'm going to watch this AWP play because we may see an early peek off by Markelov. If anyone from ESC dares come in, and well, we don't often see that man missing. Whoever it was came flying past though. Good movement to get into that position. Nice spray towards that A ramp as well. And again, ESC taking things very, very slow. Pasha will finally go down to Markelov. And ESC, they've played this slow so far on the terrorist side. And there's that AWP. When was the last time we saw Taz having a go with the AWP? Well,
there's your answer.
It's a possible reason why. Markelov is going to drop that grenade out there. Zeus had already come around to cover. That was, again, a super solid round. ESC need to change things up a little bit because that's not working from that A push.
No, it isn't. And they've tried that a few times now. Round 3 was the last time it really worked effectively. They had 3 up in the green halls, 2 down low for a sort of 3-2 balcony main push, and that worked fine. But they did get the entry kills that time around. They haven't been getting them ever since. Instead, Pasha just not having the spawns that he wanted when he's had AWP, and this time round there's no point. They've got an eco going on right now. This will be double AWP from... well, no, it won't be double AWP. Markov does pick up one. Edward's got the 2 in between. There's one from Starix and Zeus apiece. So, nice easy round on the eco. Na'Vi just starting to pull away here, 7-3.
Yeah, 7-3. I mean, ending up with a 12-3 would be absolutely fantastic for Navi. Still a few rounds before we can be talking about that, though. And ESC will once again have weapons. I'm expecting to see something a little bit quicker, possibly, from ESC this round. Let's see. Yep, over towards B site they're going. AWP again for Pasha. That's going to be used to peek down and try and find that end man. Smoke will be blocking his view though, which makes it a little bit more dangerous. Edward will drop Neo. Let's try and figure out how they're going to get into this site and who's defending it. Starix is the one watching the covered window. That flash, oh, nade could be real dangerous. Actually, it's only done Pasha damage, not really any of the others. But Starix playing currently underneath the ledge. 1 has dropped down, 2 have dropped down, and Starix a little bit unlucky not to get that one. Edward is in the bomb site as well, but it is a 4 versus 3, and they're all fairly low. Markelov picks up 1, Pasha and Kuban remaining, but surely Navi have got this one on lockdown. Grenade will go in there as well, almost takes out Kuban. Markelov will, Edward will finish off, and that will be another solid round from Navi, 8-3. Timeout.
Good time to call it as well. Things not going very well so far for ESC. They've lost these last couple of rounds. Just pushed Na'Vi out of the way. It was 3-3, remember. They've lost 5 on the bounce now. So that's probably as good as it gets in terms of timeouts. Like you, I'd love to be able to have a translator right now. What do you think they're saying down there, Joe? Not in Polish, obviously.
No, what they should be talking about is where the holes are in the Navi defence, because right now I don't see any. The one time that I was pretty impressed with them was when Neo came in from behind, and I forget which game it was. I think it was Lions versus Fnatic, maybe. One of the group stage games, anyway. But we saw that round earlier was Neo who got through. Came in from behind, actually got 2 guys before they realised what was going on, and that was one of the rounds that ESC won. And I think that's something they need to exploit more. The problem is that Markelov has generally had a peak there in the last few rounds of this first half as well. So it's a bit of hit and miss. If Pasha's not hitting his shots, if he can't take that man out in balcony, they need to avoid that middle area completely. And then you're left with that A split push. And to be honest, the flashes haven't come out right. Zeus has done a great job of defending up close on that balcony. I think this is just a strong map for Navi, and ESC, they're going to have to look towards 5 rounds as a good half, I think, at this point.
5 wouldn't be terrible. There is just 2 more of the remaining 4 that we've got. Sandy just gives us a glance, deep in thought. Not phased at all by it, are they?
They've played at CBIT a couple of years in a row now. This is their 3rd time on the final day on that big stage. And both times they picked up the cup at the end.
Yeah, that's the challenge for them.
Are they going
to pick up it for a 3rd time? So players are ready to drop us back into this game. We're sat nicely here at 8-3. It's nicely balanced at the moment as well, so perfect time for the timeout. 4 more rounds remaining of this half, and we are back underway then for round number 12. And we do have ESC on a bye, albeit a couple just not right there. And there was a nice aggressive push early on. Edward not able to pick up the frag though, and that might hurt him. Pasha instead has picked up. Well, what's Neo doing? Well, Neo's doing exactly what Joe asked him to do. Come from behind and pick up the frags. Got the first one, couldn't get the second one though, and they're still back there. Look at this, push through A towards CT Spawn for Taz, and he's got himself a frag now. Bomb planted here. Pressure on for Na'Vi. They're in trouble. They're very much in trouble now. Starrick's dropped by 7 by Taz, and now Edward is the last man alive, and surely he's going to be backing away and running for cover, but he's stuck inside CT Spawn. And Taz now with 21 points of health. Is he going to be able to pick up the frag? No, he's not. Edward will pick up that one, won't get the second one, and bomb would have exploded anyway. Makes no difference whatsoever. That timeout helped.
Apparently I can lip read Polish though.
Yeah.
No, but it was pretty obvious there. They smoked the balcony rather than going head to head with Markelov, which I think on current form is probably not a bad idea for Pasha. You know, smoke it out there. And Neo literally ran there as fast as he could and got up the ladder and then ran straight through. I'm surprised that the guy was still facing the wrong way, to be honest. That should have been called in, and that's something that Navi need to be a little bit more wary about in the future. Obviously, they're not going to go for that again, at least not this round. But still, ESC up to 8-4 now. Neo peeks over towards A. I think they're pretty much spread across the whole map yet. And Edward is now the one that's watching that balcony through the top side. So they're not going to fall for that old trick anymore. Nade is going to roll in. Does a little bit of damage to 3 of them. Not Starix is going to get a torrent of flashes coming his way. Manages to hide inside pretty nicely. Will go down to Kuban though. Edward now has a big job to do as he moves from his balcony watching position. Starix is picked off. Zeus will come from balcony side. Markelov watching into the back of the site, and I don't think they fancy this one. No, Navi are going to back away and look to save these 4 weapons. They don't realise, I mean, they can't see the health bars like we can, how low this ESC team currently is. And I think if they knew that, they may have fancied their chances and gone for it. But this bomb is going to explode. Markelov watching from balcony down into that A-bomb site. Kuban sat by the bomb the entire time there, making sure that no one was hiding and was going to somehow ninja in there to get the defuse. But that's another round, 2 in a row for ESC, up to 8-5.
I think we said they needed 5 as well, didn't we, at the half? So that's job done. 5 done. And they've still got 2 more rounds to go.
2 to go.
So this
Job's
could be
done
even
at
better.
7.
Yep. Could be even better.
Neo's going to go for it again on balcony.
Yeah, he is. He's going to push really quickly as well. Round the corner with the smoke early. Flash over to the balcony. There's the first one. There's the second one round the corner just in case someone's rushed past boxes. But no, it's caught out by Edward, who perfectly positioned himself on the little cut down from A. But advantage ESC is wiped off the board by Markelov with a double.
Oh, Starix could actually fall short of one of them here. Taz will take him out, but it's a 1 versus 2. Taz's position has been given away, and that bomb is down, which means Taz has to peek out and has to hope he can hit his shot. Won't get the better of Markelov. And again, they went for it. This time, Edward actually called Neo's bluff. He stood the other side, and Neo flashed around the wrong corner. Edward just shot him literally in the back to win the round. 9-5, final round of the first half.
Bit of poker there in the start of that round. Show us your cards, I'll show you mine. And Edward won that particular hand. He is going to try and do it again here, isn't he?
Oh, no, this time he's going for the other option, which is out-aim Markelov with that AWP.
Good luck with that. Of course, Neo can do it, we've seen it. Markelov, though, is not there. He's actually taken on Pasha on the other side of the map. So Neo now knows that, so he knows he's not going to go AWP to AWP, although Starix is with AWP. He's seeing the other bomb site. So Neo stays around. They have lost a man already, so 4 versus 5 here. And Navi looking to close this one out 10-5. That would be a reasonable first half for them. They'll be quite happy with it. 9-6 and things start getting a little bit worrying, especially if the pistols go the wrong way. Zeus picking up double from him. Markelov with another one, and now Neo is actually dropped by Markelov just as we switched away from him, unfortunately. And Taz will be once again the only man alive here, and they've got an idea that he might be in there. Flash came in, smoke's been deployed as well. This man has no chance of getting out of here whatsoever, but he might get himself at least 1 frag. Does so on Edward. 4 versus 1. 33 seconds remaining now. They tried to flank him around the side, and Zeus will bait him out with the AWP, and that will be that. 10-5.
Yeah, 10-5 at the half. We said when they were on 3 rounds that 5 is probably what they're aiming for after that timeout.
Okay.
And they got there. They got to 10-5. We've seen much bigger halves put up on the CT side, and all it takes for ESC now is a good start. You can see 0 gravity. No idea what he's saying, but the look on his face tells me
he's happy.
Pretty satisfied with that 10-5. Fairly confident, I think.
I think that's the weird thing, actually. Both teams will be quite happy with that.
Taz doesn't particularly look that way.
No.
I think that's.
But from where they were, I mean, you know, if they'd said at the start of the round you can have 5 rounds and switch over, he would have said no, I'll take my chances. But from where they were, with 4 rounds left, with only 3 rounds on the board, 5's okay. They took 2 of the last 4.
Yeah, 8-3 down the slate.
Yep.
Could have been a lot worse for them. Only the pistol now to take on the CT side. If it's clean enough, then it should be 3 rounds without seeing ESC, Navi getting themselves onto the board at all. And then we've got game on again. And ESC, we know how strong they can be as a CT-sided team. And I just wonder if that's enough. If that's really enough from Navi, 10-5 on CT side.
I think it is, personally. I think their T-side's very strong. And I think we'll see that in the second half. ESC just taking in a few more instructions, a few more discussions. Kuban now giving his point of view, and Taz again very emotive whenever he talks to his team. Love to see the raw energy and the passion coming out from him. Likewise Edward from Navi. Sitting at the bottom of your picture, just a few words of wisdom from him. Zeus, again, he's kind of like the opposite, isn't he? He's the emotive one. He's the man that hand signals and gets his team going. Those changes of leader have been seemingly better for them as well. They changed in Kiev And that worked out really well with them.
Yeah, Starks has done a great job actually filling in there.
Shouldn't be underestimated at all.
I say filling in. I mean, sounds like it's a temporary thing, but not so. But you know, we've seen Starks in form, and he's been hitting those shots with the AWP when he's needed to. On the first day, a bit of a beast on Tuscan, I think, was the first time we saw him really in action with it, and still managing to get those calls pretty much perfect at the times that really matter. I mean, they're sitting here in the grand final after all. The question is, will they be able to bring themselves through this map? 10-5 in front. They need 6 to throw us up to a third and final map, which, if we get there, will be Tuscan, which I quite fancy Navi on, to be quite honest.
Yeah, me too. Getting out of all the maps, actually. Strong on Mirage, but definitely strong on Tuscan. Showed us that in the group stage, although they have a couple of rocky moments on it as well, so they can be beaten. It's not a foregone conclusion, no matter what map they play, these two. They've met in the last 17 games. It's currently 9-8 to Na'Vi. And would you believe they've played nearly 500 rounds of Counter-Strike, and their score is 248 versus 241. There are just 7 rounds between them over the last 17 maps.
It's pretty insane stats, actually. And, well, I wonder what stats we're going to be getting after this one, because one team will come out winner.
Either double gold or triple gold. That's the way it's going to be, isn't it? Here we go, then. Neo, kind of bored at the end. He's not really.
Plays with his elbow on his keyboard, that's all.
He's obviously taken the Lurpis elbow.
Just bash him in. Anyway, here we go then. Restarts coming around. Second half, Navi versus ESC. And ESC got a job to do. Let's see if they can pull things off here. This pistol round's superbly important for them. And, well, a slow start from Navi. Kind of expected that one, to be honest. I'm going to watch Taz, because he should have a couple of guys headed his way pretty soon. Yep, they're still waiting there. I think there's one on top there. They're stood on top of each other. Edward looking down onto the ramp. Markelov working his way with Zeus towards that A ramp as well. So a very slow start to the pistol. Taz is starting to get a little bit itchy and bored, I think, watching this balcony area. He wants the action to kick off and then move around. And Starix and Edward are still there in middle, and that is where the bomb is as well. Are they going to run off towards B, or are they going to take this ramp? Starix, he is. They're heading to B. They're going to go for this B push between them, and there is one man. Knife came in almost from Neo. Had a try. As Taz did take down one. They are being shot from behind as well, which is something they need to deal with. Zeus goes down to Taz as well, trying to push in. Bomb not planted just yet, and Lord has picked off the head of Edward. Looking really good for ESC, and they will pick up the round. That was a great pistol. Neo having to resort to the knife there in the end. But an interesting strategy, actually, from Navi. And it would have worked out if Neo would have rotated around that backside. Luckily for them, for ESC, Neo held his position very, very firmly. And that allowed the, him to delay them enough for that cover to come back into B. Great round.
So a nice little shot from Starix in the middle of that as well. Single shot from the Glock to the head. Obviously wasn't enough to win them the round, but it's a lovely shot all the same. So ESC on the comeback trail now. With the weaponry advantage in round 2, should be able to convert this one, but should be and definitely will be two different things. We've already seen it between these two teams on pistol second rounds. Don't always work out as you think they will. And Senior drops down. Look at this. Oh, this is fantastic. Can he get the 5th? No. Taz with 4 in a row, though. Lights the fire under the poles to bring the second round back their way again.
Lights the fire where?
Under the poles. The Polish.
I thought you said coals, like we're having a barbecue or what? 10-7 to Navi. But ESC on a roll. and actually only died 3 times in 2 rounds. They're, fortunately for Pasha, both for him, not got off to the best start. And this round, this 3rd round, will be a bye. Question is, how good is ESC's defense? We're going to see it in action here for the first time. And the boost for Starix, we'll see him peeking up into that balcony area. I like this route into middle because you can generally surprise those guys if there's anyone there. This time it seems like there wasn't. Oh, there was. Neo was actually over on the other side as Pasha gets himself one as well. Senior is there, but it's looking like a whitewash round. Only Zeus was able to do anything with a double, in fact, but still ESC hold on. It's 10-8, and Taz is getting pumped up now.
Yeah, as well he might. 8-1 from him so far. All right, then we're on eco. He had 4 in the round. Doesn't matter. He'd still be leading the team. He is leading the team. And he's had a really good tournament, it has to be said. A really good tournament. 2 rounds in it then. Na'Vi still lead, but the gap is coming down with every round.
Time to watch Taz again.
Yeah, this could be another whitewash inside this bomb site. There are 4 of them moving in towards the site right now. Starix on the right-hand side. Here comes Taz yet again. He's not been able to land a shot so far. It's actually Neo that's stolen them all away. Taz got himself one in the middle of that. Straightforward round. No health lost, no men lost. And ESC reduced the gap to just 1.
And it seems like the crowd here at CeBIT are ESC fans, actually.
It does seem that way. Had a lot of support for the Ukrainians in the semi-finals from the front row, flags and cheering and clapping. Today, though, seems to be the Poles who are the crowd favourite.
I'm sure he's here somewhere, though. There one Ukrainian fan that we had on the front row for that semi-final.
Sure he is.
With his flag. His Pasha does go down low, so not a bad start from Navi. Smokes down in that 8 ramp area. Actually, they boosted Markelov. Getting onto that ledge at the backside. A ton of smoke is going to hinder Taz's progress. But look at his position. It's actually really, really strong here as he turns away. Will be a little bit blind and won't be cleared just quite in time for able to get that kill onto Markelov, who will then double up. Finally, it seems like Navi will be able to offer around. There's number 3 for Markelov. Let's watch him and see if he can turn 3 into 5. Lord and Neo bring them back. There's another one for Lord, and all of a sudden, it looks like ESC are the ones turning this round completely on its head. Zeus only got 8 HP, and that bomb is down on the site itself. They've got to go in there, preferably before that smoke clears, which didn't happen. Zeus will drop Neo and Lord with 8 health. And if only ESC knew that, they'd be more disappointed than they are at this point. 11-9. Navi, first round in the second half, just 5 away from throwing us into that 3rd game.
Can't help feeling that's the tide turning as well. Just, you know, wonder what would have happened if ESC had picked up that round and made it 10-10. Really should have done against a man with just 8 points of health. They didn't know that, of course. But that could have been, should have been 10-10. Instead, Navi have the lead. 11-9 now. Let's see whether they can punish ESC for their failure to win that last round. They've gone for a 2-2-1 kind of split right now. Edward and Starix coming underneath. Zeus and Markelov now sitting in middle. It's Starix that picks up that first kill of the round. Markelov trying to land the shots down that middle area into entry B. There's another man just on that far side, but Starix has now got himself a pick on Lord. The bomb is not... Well, now it is kind of moving in the hands of Zeus. It was down and out. In the meantime, we've had another exchange of frags, which left us with a 4 versus 2 now. Pasha and Taz, the last 2 alive for ESC. And Na'Vi just edging this one so far. Taz reduces the deficit to 1. Pasha creeping around mid-range, trying to find someone, anyone. And they haven't found anyone because they've all moved away. And look at this, Zeus about to make his way towards that A bomb site. Taz is now waiting, sort of split. Pasha is actually making his way around behind them. They might just surprise them if he's quick enough. They've got to be quick though, and well, that surely is the end of the round now for ESC. Edward headshot on Taz, leaves Pasha as the last man standing. Well, he looked like he might just have a go at this one. There's 27 seconds remaining, plenty of time on the bomb. Flash around the corner, does get himself that first kill. Can he get the second one? He can. This is on for Pasha now. He's got 2. Last man standing will be Markelov, though, and nailed by the AWP from the far distance. Good attempt, no cigar.
Good try from Pasha. I think he was just going to save that M4 there until he got the first kill, and then thought, maybe I can pull this one. A weird round. Actually, Navi got into that B site, and then they thought, okay, we rotate back around, and it really pulled Pasha away, which won them the round at the end of it. So good stuff from Navi. Up now to 12-9. So we see Markelov with that AWP, looking over into the A site. Seems Kuban and Lord on a full eco with all the USPs. Neo does have a FAMAS. Actually, Lord does have a FAMAS. Maybe Kuban does too, and is there and just being trolled by the icons that I've got on the health bars. And here we go. Flash is coming around. Let's see if Pasha can pick off anyone. So far not. Kuban is coming in. He does only have that USP. And here comes the push in. Pasha gets frag number 1. Kuban will hit that man on top of the box. Done a decent amount of damage. His teammate should be able to finish that one off. Senya only got 8 HP. A lucky number for Zeus already, we've seen. But will it be the same for Senya? Jump across onto that box. Nobody there. Markelov is down. Where is Senya? He's just through that doorway. A grenade will finish him off. Nice shot onto Lord. We thought Pasha had a big job earlier. And the job that Senya's got to pull off is just another world to that one. Bomb is down as well. I think right in the middle of this A area. Yeah. And, well, another nice shot from Senya onto Pasha. If he keeps getting kills that cleanly, then maybe he can turn this round on its head. It was a 4v1. It's now a 1 versus 1. And Taz comes in. Great try from Senya.
Wow.
And that would be ESC. If they'd have lost that, I think that would have just broke them completely.
Gee, I think you're right. Senya as well often gets derided as the low player in the team. And has been given quite a lot of grief, I have to say. The guy puts up with an awful lot of abuse from some of the, shall we say, younger members of the audience. And yet, this event, he has been spectacularly good at times. He's had some real clutches, some 2 versus 1, some 3v1s, and nearly a 4v1. 12-10, game really closing up now. ESC certainly not out of this. And on a sort of split buy round here with 2 FAMAS in hands. Lord's not going to need anything else, though. Doubles up with Starix and Markelov dropped. Edward comes in for the revenge, but it's all a bit too late right now. It's 3 versus 1, 3 versus 1 with Zeus, the last man alive now. After Neo dropped Senya. Zeus in a lot of trouble here with just 15 points of health. Finally gunned down by Taz. And the gap is reduced to 1.
The crowd are definitely ESC fans.
Oh, yeah.
That's been proven now. So, 12-11. Game still up for grabs. Score in the second half is 6-2 to ESC. So it's a great start for them. Taz in particular, although I'm going to go ahead and say 10 of them I think were on ecos. I've got 15 for 3. Great score from him. This looking like it's going to be an eco round for Navi again. So we should be seeing a tied game after this round, unless it goes completely pear-shaped for the Poles. But Navi using this round to actually have a chat about what to do. Don't want to use their timeout just yet. They'll probably use that when ESC are in a more commanding position and they want to break that momentum. Of course, ESC have already used their timeout in this map, so they don't have another one to work with.
Fnatic style.
Yep.
Calm style. I wonder if we should nickname that in his honour, seeing as he's now retired.
And it really is, you know, a good idea not to use that timeout until you really, really need it. ESC just going to sit back. Don't need to be pushing anywhere aggressive. If Navi aren't pushing, they're not getting the bomb down, and that timer will simply run out. Here we go. I suppose Taz is the man to watch again. As they start to come in. First headshot, and he should just clean this one up. They're in fact all in front of him with the help of Pasha. We see a tied game, 12-12. 6 rounds to go, but which way are they going to go?
Yeah, and only 4 rounds, remember, required from ESC to claim their 2nd gold of the Intel Extreme Masters season. In its 6th season, they have 4 finals to their name now. They are the most successful non-double winners, as it were. Na'Vi, obviously, that's only double winners of the Intel Extreme Masters. Are ESC about to join them and therefore become the most successful team in Intel Extreme Masters history? 4 rounds away, that's all they need right now. Edward, though, has given Na'Vi the advantage here. Cinia not spoiling anything just yet. Starrick's now waiting. Pasha and Markov, in the meantime, have had a bit of a battle, and Markelov wins that one. So we're 3 versus 4 again in favour of the Ukrainians. Lord dropped by Cinia, and that's going to be critical now because only Taz and Cuban remain. Is that all they need, though? Cuban's got one back. Just literally exchanging frag for frag. 3 versus 2. 50 seconds remaining now.
This is super dangerous.
Yeah, this is very dangerous because we've got Cuban creeping up to the top of the stairs, and he's been spotted by Zeus in the end, but if he'd just been a slightly bit quicker, he might have caught them out, and it's now a 3 versus 1. Taz, the only man alive, to try and save this one for ESC, and Na'Vi will move to 13, and they do so.
13-12. Still nail-biting stuff between these two teams. Still could swing either way. See Pasha concentrated as ever. Kuban and Taz just on the back of the picture. Will ESC be able to bounce straight back and give us another tied score? Seems like middle going to be the target from the start. This one, actually, Cinia took 30 damage from that grenade that was thrown out. Lots of early smokes and flashes, so they want to hold a commanding position on this middle. We will see the first kill coming in onto Neo. Always a valuable one to take Neo out of the equation. Kuban will get one man on the balcony. Turned away just at the wrong time. Lord is still there. Will spray out Edward as he throws that flash out as well. And I think he even blinded himself there. That wasn't the best we've ever seen from him. But it is 2 versus 2. And both remaining players are Pasha 98, but almost full health. And they're still coming in onto this B side. Cinia and Markelov low. Markelov will get a clean headshot over, though. Where are the others? There was the bomb man. Pasha on 47 HP. As he sprays the box, sprays the wall, nothing taken. And they're just going to gang up. He shouldn't be able to take this away from Navi. 20 seconds to go. He actually gets a headshot in onto Markelov, looking for the second one as well. He's going to have to go for it. It's 12 versus 19 HP. Plenty of time, and he gets the kill. And ESC going to level us up. Great play from Pasha, and a round of applause from his team, from his manager, from everyone here at CBIT. They asked for his HP, and that was a super close round. Very, very clutch stuff. And well, 13, 4 rounds to go, and we're tied again.
Dear me. What a clutch round from Pasha. Tried it earlier on, nearly got a 3 versus 1. This time it's pulled off a 2 versus 1 with just a tiny bit of health. And it's tied us up at 13-13. 3 rounds required for the Poles to be crowned world champions for the 2nd time. Nicely set inside the B bomb site. They haven't really had a great deal of joy, it has to be said, Na'Vi, in that B bomb site. And so far nothing doing here in round 27 of the scheduled 30. That Pasha, though, starting things off for ESC, gets them a kill.
Oh, Neo.
Yeah, Neo already ready and waiting, and they're just below him here. And if he waits patiently enough, he might just be able to fill his boots full of Starrix and Edward. And he's going to get the first one. Nice headshot in on Starrix. Another man just below him, so grenade will be unleashed. That's nice from him as well. Edward does drop Pasha, but Kuban replies back. Good round again here from ESC. Markov and Zeus now the last 2 alive for Na'Vi to try and save them moving to within 2 championship points. Zeus downed by Kuban, and it's now 3 versus 1, surely now. ESC will go to within 2 of victory. Markelov, the last man alive, with 30 seconds remaining. Has spied himself one already, and he's going to have to move. Fairly carefully into this bomb site. Kuban, good crossfire set up though. And that's 14-13. 2 more rounds required. And Poland will have their first double world champion in Intel Extreme Masters.
2 more rounds. Incredibly close stuff though. And the way that things have swung in the last rounds, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see Navi coming back. However, it looks like they're going to have to go for a draw because they've got no cash. After that last round, there was an ult picked up from Markelov. The rest were on pretty much with Galils. And that means now they have to eco and probably lose this round, which means they're only going to be able to play for a draw and therefore overtime in this second map. And that's really leaving things late. Here we go, though. Push is going to come into this A bomb site. And guess what? It's Taz who's going to be filling his boots again. 2 for him, 2 for Pasha. Where's the last one? Who's going to get it? It is going to be Neo, actually, in the end. And that will be match point, championship point for ESC. 1 more round from the remaining 2, and they will become the world champions of this season. You can see Lord
knows it as well, doesn't he?
We're going to win.
On the verge of victory. The passion will come out. I'm absolutely certain of it. Here we go then. 1 minute 45 to decide the World Championship. ESC Gaming, 15-13 up. And Navi have to win the last 2 rounds, and Pasha's got us started well for ESC. Poland cheers. 5 versus 4. Zeus now about to burst out into that bomb site. Does pick himself up the first one. Neo replies back with the AWP though. They've got another one here. Celia now back in. It's 3 for 3.
Oh, Neo.
Oh, Neo doesn't miss many, but he has missed that one. Starix has replied back in and got rid of him. So now they have the advantage. Bomb down here, and Navi's first attempt at saving first championship point looks like it might well be successful. Cuban's the last man alive. Got a 2 versus 1 now. He's picked off Cinia. It was actually 3 versus 1. Cinia shuts him down, and Navi saved the first championship point.
Well, if we don't have 3 maps, at least we're going to have a 16-14 or an overtime game in this second match, which is always great to see, all down to this final round. Pressure on both sets of players. Money should be fine for both teams as well. Actually, for ESC, it's not great. There is at least 1 for Max going to be in this lineup. Navi buying everything that they can, probably even night vision just for the fun of it. And it looks like we are going to see an all-out A push. That is looking like the plan. How is this going to go down? Oh, nade in hand for Pasha. He's looking for that first kill. Gets the first one, but goes quickly down. Let's try and quickly get around. Here is Neo. Will take down another one. It's now all on Markelov. Game was paused and unpaused again. That's not good. Markelov here. It was actually Zeus that paused it. That's not great from Zeus. And anyway, Markelov is here, 13 HP. Taz will take him down. And ESC will win the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship here in Season 6. That makes it 2 golds for them. And an incredible, incredible performance here on Mirage, a map which they looked not so strong on yesterday, but they've come here against Navi. They've done things right. They took a timeout when it was bad. They changed things up. And Taz is going to say, he's going to carry on this shirt on. Taz carrying the team. Actually, 23-7 he ended that game as well. Yep. And you're not going to find a much happier man than Taz after that one. And there you go. That's what happens when you pick this team up into your organisation. Treat them well, and they will reward you with a...
And boy, have they rewarded him as well, isn't he just? Look at that. Carry only. Taz tops the table in the final game of the Intel Extreme Masters, and that shiny thing is headed back to Poland for the 2nd time in 6 seasons.
So happy is Taz right now. He's had a great game. I'm going to go ahead and say most of them were actually eco kills.
Ouch.
But still, let's not give him too much abuse. They've won the World Championship. He's played like a boss.
He has.
And the rest of ESC, they can be nothing but happy at this stage. Navi, you know, their dream of being a triple title holder, 3 years in quick succession, didn't quite work out. But there's one person who's going to find out exactly how happy Taz is, and that's Carmack on stage.
All right, we're here on stage with the ESC team. I know Pasha does not speak English, but in this moment I'm going to take Pasha first. Pasha, how do you feel?
I feel very good. Great. I am very happy.
All right, Taz.
I'm speechless. It's amazing!
Anyone else? Philip. Who was the best player in this match? Who was the guy who gave you this trophy?
I think Pasha, because he won that 2-on-1 situation, which gave us the motivation again and the feeling that we still can win Mirage.
Kuben, how do you feel? Tell us.
Amazing, to be honest. As an in-game leader, I'm very happy that I could manage my team to win, my great players. Thank you, guys, and I'm very, very, very happy.
Okay, Lord, something in Polish to the Polish fans, just especially for the Polish fans.
Dziękujemy za doping, byliście wspaniali i naprawdę trzymajcie za nas kciuki na następnych turniejach.
All right, so this is the winning ESC team. I guess they want to go take some photos. They probably want to go backstage, prepare for the award ceremony. Please stick with us. We're going to have a short commercial break, and after that we will hand the medals to the championship teams.
What's the most amazing thing you ever saw? Was it something big or something small? Something old or something new? Or maybe, just maybe, it's something you haven't seen yet. The second generation of Intel Core processors. Stunning visuals, intelligent performance. This is visibly smart.
Don't worry, man. Get down, flash. Make the switch. Oh, do it now.
Got him.
I can't play with details. Not bad, huh?
I think it was this guy over here.
Gaming is in the details. BenQ XL Series and RL Series.
Trying to find the perfect teammates or opponents? It's not that simple. But thanks to the new ESL versus matchmaking system, connecting has become easier and faster than ever before. Easily create your own matches or join without long waiting times. With just a few mouse clicks, your friends get an invitation to your game. ESL Versus always makes sure you get fair matches with opponents and teammates at exactly your skill level. And speaking of fair, ESL Wire's anti-cheat software keeps disruptive people off the server. Stay in touch with people in your buddy list and check their latest achievements. Every game has its own ranking system and also adds to your overall ESL rank. So no matter if you want to make it to the top or just enjoy straightforward gaming with your friends, Versus is here to connect.
SMG.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Oh, there we go. Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Season 6. It is, of course, the Counter-Strike final is over, and your winners were ESC Gaming. A popular winner here with the crowd. Alin's back with me as well. First up, we're going to do the MVP, the most valuable player of the Intel Extreme Masters 6. It's been a fantastic vote. Thank you if you voted online. And the winner...
And this is it was all up to you guys, so the person who won is because of your guys' vote. So let's go ahead and bring up Carmack so that we can introduce the MVP winner for Counter-Strike. Big round of applause for Carmack. All right, Carmack, now I know you have the final results for the winner for the MVP of Counter-Strike.
That will be the strongest man among CS players. That will be Jarek Jarząbkowski. Pasha.
Let's bring him up on stage.
Pasha. Get me Pasha. Get me Pasha.
We're gonna go grab him real quick. And again, the title of the MVP was all up to you guys, so thank you very much for voting. Yeah.
It's probably the wrong size for him as well.
It might be, actually. It might be a little small. No, it's all right. It's good. We've also got 3 fantastic prizes as well and a bag to put them in. You'll receive the Razor package. When Carmack gets it all over here, there's so much stuff. Have you got it all? Good man. There's the Razor gear. How's he going to get that on the flight? So there's all the Razor gear, some fantastic Razor peripherals, some mouse pads and mice. Also a 24-inch BenQ 3D monitor. And an Intel i7 Core Extreme processor as well. Your MVP is Pasha.
Congratulations, Pasha. And up next, I would like to bring on stage a mega suit from Razer. Let's give a big round of applause for Chris. Chris from Razer, everybody. And Chris will be up on stage to award the 3rd place winner for Counter-Strike. Hello, Chris. All right, so feel free to go ahead and announce and award the 3rd place winner.
Okay, so our 3rd place winner, having put up a fantastic fight all week through the Counter-Strike, giving us some fantastic moments. Please welcome your 3rd place bronze medalist, it's Lions!
Please hold it. Thank you.
They receive a cheque for $8,000 and the medals for bronze place handed out by Carmack. Gave us some fantastic games through the group stages, topped their group in fact, and only went out to the eventual silver medalists here at the Intel Extreme Masters Season 6. Their first time in the top 3. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for your third place Lions.
Congratulations, Team Lions. And up next, I would like to bring up on stage a representative from BenQ as he will award the second prize checks. A representative from BenQ. Thank you very much, Lions. Come up on stage. Hello, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm sorry.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello, I'm Bonnie Huang. I'm from BenQ.
Thank you very much for being here today. And she will be presenting the checks for second place for Team Navi for $20,000. So let's go ahead and welcome Team Navi up on stage. A big round of applause for Team Navi for winning second place.
One last round of applause for your silver medalists, Navi. Zero Gravity has all the money. $20,000 for your runners-up, the silver medalists, Navi.
And up next, I would like to introduce George Wu from Intel to present the first prize award. George Wu from Intel, everybody.
Round of applause for George. And your winners of the Intel Extreme Masters Season 6 World Champions, ESC Gaming! Team who hadn't even qualified until the very last minute have walked away with the gold and $50,000 for the first prize and the gold medal and the trophy. So, just one last medal to go, and Carmack's enjoying this, I can tell. And the small matter of the championship, the Intel Extreme Masters champions are ESC Gaming!
Let's get... Hello?
Okay, one last photograph of all three teams. A big round of applause, please, for all three. Navi in second, Lions in third, and your champions, ESC.
You in the front, please. No one sees you.
Commercial. Commercial after. I can't hear my earpieces. Because I'm going to talk about StarCraft coming up and then. Okay. I can't hear my earpiece. So it's going to go to you.
Okay, thank you very much. One final round of applause for all of our top three teams. Well done indeed. Fantastic Counter-Strike final, won by ESC Gaming in the end. It's been a fantastic week of Counter-Strike here at the Intel Extreme Masters 6. And up next, we've got more action via the files. It's StarCraft 2. Don't go anywhere.